can't catch us. They can't catch us.
And now, every vote must be counted.
They can't catch us. They can't catch us.
When the count is finished, we will be the winners.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
This is a major cheat. This is a major cheat.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
Here, the people rule. Every vote must be counted. I'm not here to declare that we won.
We were getting ready to win this election.
Every vote must be counted. We will be the winners.
We were getting ready for a big celebration.
It'll be time for us to do what we've always done, put the campaign behind it, lower the temperature.
These aren't even close. It's not like, what happened? And then they said, they can't catch us. They can't catch us.
And now, every vote must be counted.
They can't catch us. They can't catch us.
When the count is finished, we will be the winners.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
No one's going to take our democracy away from us.
This is a fraud. This is an embarrassment.
Not now, not ever.
What the fuck?
You must unite in citizen.
We are TFR, Truth Frequency Radio.
Welcome home, love.
Condition orange. Condition orange. Situation Delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayal.
More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them.
Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. 2 years ago on this day, we had a Denver area mass shooting, and we have another this year, this time at a high school located directly across the street from a Jewish hospital. And talk a little bit more about that. Of course, we had the big Donald Trump hype. He said over the weekend he'd be arrested on Tuesday. Then the hype got pushed to today, and then it got canceled for today, and now it's a big unknown. It could be tomorrow, it could be Friday, it could be never. But what remains true is Donald Trump as the world's biggest distraction. We'll break it all down. We'll also talk about the Federal Reserve's interest rate hike and Janet Yellen. After saying that the banks were sound and secure, today she emphasized that maybe they're not that secure, which sent the What's funny is the market was up over 300 points today, and it ended up finishing negative 530. But CNBC, they reported that the market was up as much as 201 points today. Oh, really? It was up, as much as 201. That's funny because I was watching the market all day. It was up over 300 at one point. So I wonder why they said up over 201 points. Again, it is March 22nd, 322. A day that's very special to the Tria life, which is Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. It's a day that's very special to Yale, Skull and Bones. Once upon a time, on this day, the Georgia Guidestones went up. So anyway, we'll just put it all together. But again, just 201, 201, 201. A week ago, I predicted we'd have another dead college, basketball star connected to a Jesuit university on March 22nd because it's happened the last 2 years. They one-upped me, though, this year. Instead, they killed him on March 21st, the day before, which was the 201st day of Creighton University's age. R.I.P. to Willis Reed of the Knicks. But yeah, here, let's just go through all these stories one by one, and we got a little bit more news than we typically do, but it is 322, and the news is always very ripe on this day of the year, and it just happens to be on a Wednesday at TFR night. So let's go through some of these headlines, and then we'll get out to your calls. And again, just this whole show with Trump and the supposed hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. Again, over the weekend, Trump said he'd be arrested on Tuesday. And then the news got pushed to, oh, it's going to happen today. There's supposed to be a grand jury today, but then it got canceled. Anyhow, today's 322. When Trump put out the warning for Tuesday, that was 3 months, or hold on. It was 32 weeks and 2 days from the Mar-a-Lago raid. 32-2. And also, this is happening in the 322nd week since he became president of the United States. If it gets pushed to tomorrow, Thursday, it'll be exactly a span of 322 weeks since he became president on January 20th, 2017. And if they push it to Friday, which is also a possibility, that's 322 weeks after he became president of the United States. Tomorrow's a span, Friday's 322 weeks after. But again, it's just a big old 322 show. And in Gematria, Skull and Bones has the Gematria value of 202. It's funny, in Denver, if you take the exit 202, you exit onto Yale Street where Skull and Bones is. And Skull and Bones is at Yale, which will turn 322 years old this year on October 9th. And today is 201 days before the birthday of Yale, but if you count the span of days, you could also say it's a span of 202 days. And interestingly enough, in Gematria, Skull and Bones equals 202 and 201. Just like how Paul Walker, who was in the movie The Skulls about Skull and Bones, that movie released 201 days from his birthday, or a span of 202 days. You might recall 2 years ago when they had the 322 shooting at King Soopers, they said they identified the last victim at 2:02 a.m. Bear with me one second, True Seeker. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to close the door. Getting a little extra noise in the background. But anyhow, Skull and Bones, rituals upon rituals, and with regards to the whole 202 thing, don't forget that Washington, D.C., it's the 202 city. You know, that's the area code there, 202. George Herbert Walker Bush, who was in Skull and Bones, his birthday, June 12th, the day leaving 202 days left in the year. So, anyhow, Donald Trump, again, if you're looking at the screen, and you might have also seen that he asked his 74 million supporters to pledge $3,300 to his cause, to fight this, campaign against him. How many times have we talked about 74 and 33 in the Masonic Code? This whole ritual is also coming 74 months after he became president. And when he put out that tweet asking for that, it was 74 months after he became president. He said, to my 74 million supporters, please donate $3,300. And remember when they called the election for Biden, it was at 74 million votes for Biden. In Gematria, 74, another special number. Masonic equals 74, occult 74, Jewish 74, Gematria 74, English 74. Again, this whole Gematria thing comes from Jewish mysticism, which Masonry is based in. Again, Masonic 74, DC's the Masonic city, named after George Washington the Mason. The name George Washington 74, like Jesus Christ is 74. Don't forget Jesus, Cross, Gospel, Parables, Messiah, they're all 74. Again, this nation's birthday is 7-4. The word holiday is 74. Again, you just look at it, wide angle view. You see how this entire nation is a secret society construct orchestrated by this Kabbalistic code. Again, 322, Jewish mysticism. Genesis 3:22 talks about the tree of life, the physical model for Kabbalah. 322. Donald Trump, all of his children married into Jewish families. Today in Michigan, the Michigan Democrats are complaining that the Michigan Republicans put out a thing online saying that before the Nazis took the Jews' jewelry, they took their guns. They said that's anti-Semitic. Is it anti-Semitic? I mean, isn't that true? Didn't the Nazis disarm their population before they took over the country? I mean, it's a fact. And again, that's what's getting sickening, just calling facts anti-Semitic. The Attorney General, who all of the Michigan shootings have been synced up with from the time she's been there. The Oxford shooting that was synced up with the college football game, the Michigan State shooting that's now synced up with the tournament. They've all been synced with her. The Attorney General, who when she got in office said there'd be gun reform in this state, as in regards to Michigan, just happens to be a Jewish woman. Is it anti-Semitic to point that out, that Gematria is a Jewish practice? She's Jewish. It's perfectly synced with her. She said there'd be gun reform. No, that's proving an actual real conspiracy. That's not a conspiracy theory. Those are facts. It's like, okay, Jewish practice, Jewish Attorney General, perfect Jewish ritual, and then on 322, a number that really couldn't be any more Jewish because there's 3 pillars and 22 paths in Kabbalah where this whole thing comes from. It's just so obvious. It's so obvious. No, this is what everyone should be talking about. Not going, oh, I can't talk about that, I'll get my channel demonetized. Oh, I can't talk about that, I'll get suspended for a week. That's the whole problem with everybody. For anyone who has a YouTube account, when you go into AdSense, it says at the top, if you put out any information going against the official narrative of COVID, you will be demonetized. Right? It doesn't have that anymore. That's what it used to be up there when you went into your AdSense account. Now what it says is if you say anything against the war in Ukraine or question the war in Ukraine, you will be demonetized. That's what it says when you log into your account. And what's the big coincidence with Ukraine? Oh, very Jewish nation. Weird how it all lines up so well, By the way, with regards to Trump escaping, the grand jury today, look it up. Today's National Donald Day, March 22nd, National Donald Day. Starts to make more sense why he has that Kabbalah plaque on his wallet he keeps in his office. Old Donald Trump. So many American sleepers. False hero. Okay, how about the Federal Reserve? The money changers. Today was exactly 46 days after Jerome Powell's February 4th birthday. 46 days. And in Gematria, inflation equals 46. And he said they did a more conservative quarter-point hike to, again, fight inflation, but they understand the banks are teetering, so they don't want to push them too hard and cause more collapses. But then Janet Yellen came out today, after just days ago, and keep in mind, Janet Yellen, she went to Yale. She's probably in Skull and Bones. She's 76 years old right now. Remember, Skull and Bones equals 76. George W. Bush, who was in Skull and Bones, was born on July 6th this past year. The Georgia Guidestones fell on his birthday that went up on 3/22 on this day 43 years ago. Daniel Coit Gilman, who founded the Johns Hopkins University, whose name equals 76 in Gematria, was born on 7/6. Anyhow, Janet Yellen, who went to Yale, who's 76 today, her words caused the market to go from up above 300 to down negative 530. Of course, the Georgetown Jesuit Jerome Powell, what he did didn't help either, but it was kind of the whammy from the Yale grad and the Georgetown grad. And you know what else is funny that I'm noticing in hindsight? The two schools that Jerome Powell went to are Georgetown and Princeton. And in 1984, Georgetown won the men's college basketball tournament. This is the 84th tournament this year. So far, the only two schools to score 84 points in the 84 tournament have both been Jesuit schools. Xavier, who won the 84th NIT, and Gonzaga. But Princeton's been the real Cinderella story of the 84th tournament, and that's Jerome Powell's school. And they've been calling the market March Madness. If you've been watching CNBC, they're saying, oh, this March, it's the market that's March Madness. And then the madness is being caused by the interest rate hikes of Jerome Powell. You see how this all comes together, what a big joke it is? And again, for people who missed it, last week, Arizona stayed on 114 neutral court wins and picked up their 55th neutral court loss. So they became 114-55 in a game where the score was 59-55 against Princeton, 114 points. They picked up their 55th neutral court loss, only scoring 55, and they didn't score for the last 5 minutes of the game in a game of 5-on-5 as they go down to nerdy Princeton, a team of lottery picks. And again, people can't figure out how rigged the game is from March Madness. Oh, but they're only college kids. Oh, yeah, they're only college kids. Yeah, like one of the most impressionable and easily taken advantage of and groups of individuals there ever was. And they probably hardly even have to pay him anything to get him to go out there and throw the game, you know? And notice, the New Jersey schools year after year are having the big upsets. The New Jersey schools, Princeton, Fairleigh Dickinson, and the 201 area code, like the St. Peter's Peacocks, who won their last game on Peacock Day last year. Where's the connection with New Jersey and where all the sports action is in Vegas? Oh, that's right, the mob, the mafia. And what ancestry do they come from? Oh, Italians, like Catholics, like where the Pope is, like where the Vatican is. Oh, so we got like a Jewish conspiracy, we got an Italian conspiracy. Oh, where does that come together? Oh, in the Jesuit order. Wow. It's interesting how it all works out so perfectly, isn't it? First ever March Madness was the Catholic school over the Jesuit school, Villanova over Gonzaga. I mean, all this stuff's just so easy to see through, especially when you learn Gematria. Just like, Jesus, look how perfect it is. By the way, with regards to the whole 46 thing, with it being 46 days after Jerome Powell's birthday, and again, inflation does equal 46, like the motto, Ordo ab chao, order out of chaos in Latin. And by the way, it was Janet Yellen's 222nd day of her age, which is just order out of chaos, the one they did with old Jesuit Trump when they kicked off COVID. But anyway, the other 46th word is the one that goes back to where Skull and Bones gets their 322 from. Supposedly, they say the reason that they celebrate that number and use it in their logo is because of the Greek philosopher Demosthenes, whose name I can't say, but he died in the year 322 BC if you want to look him up. Demosthenes. That's also the year Aristotle died, 322 BC. But he's the one, the Greek philosopher, that supposedly Skull and Bones gets their 322 from. Demosthenes. And understand, we are also just 2 days away from March 24th, Damar Hamlin's birthday, the 83rd day of the year. And we'll see if this latest inflation, or fight against inflation move, interest push, knocks another bank off. And over in Europe, things are looking real ugly. Inflation's even higher. They're having even more bank instability. Again, it's a new world order. So we'll see what happens by Friday. After all the bank collapses with 83 this month that we've documented, in light of how we predicted on January 2nd that's exactly what would happen, a bunch of collapse 83 rituals in March, thanks to Damar Hamlin on the bills, I'll be surprised if, we don't have the latest collapse ritual come this Friday, the 83rd day of the year. And remember, it'll also be the 23-year anniversary of the Dow Jones going down after the dot-com bust. And remember, the dot-com bubble bursting, that happened, it was the 23-year anniversary on March 10th, the day the big tech bank went down. So the big tech dot-com bubble burst, from that to the big tech bank going down exactly 23 years to the day. Could it be something similar with the Dow come this Friday? The ultimate ritual would be if they took the market down to 23,000, the Dow Jones. If the Dow Jones fell from where it is in the 30... By the way, today has 32-day numerology. It fell pretty much down to 32,000. Could it fall down another 9,000 points to 23,000 this year? The reason I wonder is because they're doing all these rituals with 23 years ago, and the word market itself equals 23, and here we are in 2023. FDIC, the insurance for banks, also happens to equal 23. So... Oh, by the way, you know who else Jerome Powell's a member of? He's a member of the Carlyle Group. Remember the Carlyle Group that got all that attention? I don't like Michael Moore, but, he brought it up years after a lot of people had already caught on, but he did a good job in his movie pointing it out. If you guys don't know, the day of 9/11, back when George Herbert Walker Bush was still alive, the member of Skull and Bones, who was the big name on the Carlyle Group, he was meeting with all these financial big shots, including the Bin Laden family. The Bin Laden family was in the same room with the Bushes and the other bigwigs, including the Jerome Powells of the world. And they were at a meeting in New York City, just blocks away from the World Trade Centers, when 9/11 went down. And then they made a ton of money off all their war contracting. And, back then, just bringing those things up. Back when I was 18 years old, I was reading about that kind of stuff and trying to share it with people. And back then, people were like, that sounds like some kind of conspiracy theory. Like, oh my God. Doesn't it sound messed up? Bushes and the Bin Ladens meeting? And then Bush is in office and it's blamed on bin Laden, another fail. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with people, and I never will. It's some kind of severe mind control, some kind of severe hypnosis, too much TV watching, it's something. One of the only things that I can separate myself from the public is I didn't watch a whole lot of TV growing up, and I grew up in Portland, Oregon, which was one of the only cities that didn't have fluoride in its drinking water, and my mom was also very opposed to fluoride, so I never had fluoride toothpaste, I never got fluoride at the dentist, and that said, my sister had the same upbringing, and she's totally retarded, so maybe it's not that either. Anyway, here we are on the 2-year anniversary of the last Denver mass shooting, and we got another one, and again, Colorado, especially the Denver area, it's the mass shooting center of the world. And here's why it's so perfect today. Keep in mind the Denver Nuggets are in Washington, D.C. today, the basketball team. Where the epicenter of where they're working against the Second Amendment. We're losing our Second Amendment rights out here in Washington State right now, and I will do a stream on that, and I intend to call the congressman who's leading the charge. I might do that as soon as Friday, but anyway, just go figure that the Denver Nuggets just happened to be in Washington, D.C. You know, it reminds me that last year after Gavin Newsom's gun control speech, the Warriors, remember the shooting in Sacramento, right next to the nation's capital, California's capital. It was like the Warriors' next game, they could get their 49th win, and gun control's 49, and Warriors is 49. We'll see what happens with the Nuggets, but the Nuggets could pick up their 49th win in Washington, and Washington and gun control are 49. But I'm just saying, what are the odds that the basketball teams in D.C. on the day of this nationally televised mass shooting at the school? And again, it's just so perfect. Today's date numerology is 68 and 32. In Gematria, Denver equals 68 and 32. And the high school that got shot up is East High School, which equals 68. East High School shot up. Again, it's Skull and Bones Day, right? 322. East High School equals 149 like Skull and Bones. I forgot to put it up here, but King Soopers equals 149. That's what was shot up 2 years ago in the Denver area. Or actually, was it Boulder? Maybe it was Boulder. Whatever, it's still the same state. But it's just the same stuff over and over. Skull and Bones, 149. When written out, they identify by the number 322. It is 322. Remember, we used this exact pattern a few years back to predict why the Nationals would beat the Astros in Game 7 as Dave Martinez stayed on 149 losses in his 322nd game as he snuck into the playoffs. And all year we'd been documenting the Skull and Bones rituals after the death of Bush with his other favorite team, the Astros. Then we saw it with the Nationals. We said, there it is. And then we looked at it more carefully and we said, oh, this makes sense if the Nationals beat the Astros. Same number patterns, though. Enemy of the State, the movie that told us all about 9/11 before it happened. Will Smith looks at his watch, hour and 49 minutes into the movie, and the time is 3:22. But anyway, East High School 149, King Soopers 149, Skull and Bones 149. When you run it in reverse, Skull and Bones equals 202. And again, DC's the 202 area code. Exit 202 in Denver's to Yale Street. Today's a span of 202 days to Yale's 322nd birthday, the home of Skull and Bones that goes by 322. I'm sure it's all just a coincidence. They said staff members were shot. Staff members in Gematria equals 46, just like the name of the philosopher that Skull and Bones gets the 322 from. I suppose if the Wizards lose, they'd get their 41st loss as well. Skull and Bones, the small way, is 41, like George Herbert Walker Bush was number 41. Born on the day, leaving 202 days left in the year. And by the way, here's how they show on CNN. They show you the school is directly across the street from the National Jewish Health Hospital. Okay, that reminds me of Stoneman Douglas. They were sure to put in the news in the mainstream that it was a mass shooting in a neighborhood that was 80% Jewish. Reminds me that we got to look at David Hogg, who had a Jewish FBI agent father who said he'd outlive all the people questioning the event. Reminds me of Sandy Hook, how the Posners are Jewish and they led a crusade against the First and Second Amendment. Reminds me how out here in Seattle this year I went and disrupted the March for Our Lives protest and all the agent provocateurs there were Jewish. I mean, again, these things aren't anti-Semitic, they're just facts. They're just blatant facts. Does it mean every Jewish person's responsible? No. Does it mean we should have a crusade against Jewish people? No. But it should be stated, and you know what? On the television screen that everybody watches, it should be brought to attention that there's such a Jewish focus to end the First and Second Amendment, and then when somebody says, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do that because that's what led to the Holocaust, and then some supposed Jewish lobby, the ADL, comes out and says that's anti-Semitic. Are we sure that Jews even have their own best interest at heart? Because if it was the Nazis and Hitler that killed Jews after they disarmed the country, then maybe Jewish people actually should be concerned about that. Maybe it could happen here again. Maybe it could happen to more than just Jewish people. By the way, City Park neighborhood is where the shooting happened. That happens to equal 223, like the Synagogue of Satan equals 223, like Philadelphia equals 223, like the letter written to the Church of Philadelphia about the Synagogue of Satan. I might have to rejoin the Christian religion so I can hide behind my religion so that I can say these things, and if I do get censored, then maybe I can have a real case to sue Google. Well, I was only practicing my religion, and in my religion it says there'll be this group of false Jews in the end times that rule things. You know, and then I can go back here and point out how in the Old Testament this Kabbalah tree of life is mentioned in 322 and things going on like this today. Could it be? Because we know it is. Anyway. You guys want to know what else is awesome today? Like literally every top performing stock today has Skull and Bones. The name of their company equals Skull and Bones, and one of the top performing stocks in the world today is Krispy Kreme donuts. That their official corporate brand equals 202. And on the organic side of that, I remember when I was still in high school, I ended up going to Arizona State for college, and it was my friend's dad who took us down there. He took us down and he checked out some colleges in LA and Arizona, and I really liked the Arizona State campus. And it was inexpensive to go there, and I ended up getting a scholarship there. But the first time I went down to visit Arizona State, this is probably like 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. It was the first time I saw a Krispy Kreme. And when I was a little boy, I always wanted to own a donut shop, but I could not believe this Krispy Kreme. It had like a double drive-through, and it was just like all lined up, and they had their glowing sign, fresh donuts. I was like, man, this thing is a moneymaker. I had it in my mind that I was going to figure out how to open a Krispy Kreme donuts. And now I find out the name of the company equals 202. It goes without yours truly is born on the 202nd day of the year. But I've changed my mind since then. I wouldn't open a donut shop anymore. America's already way too fat. I'd feel guilty about it. But real story from the organic side. Okay, now here's a guy that we've talked about a lot over the years with 322, Skull and Bones. His whole NFL career took over back when George W. Bush was in office. Tom Brady. Oh, snap. We got a commercial break, you guys. I'll talk about it when we come back.
The biggest poison in us is regret. I think there are a lot of people that have dreams and aspirations of things that they always wanted to do, but it wasn't the right time. Or they didn't have enough money, or they didn't have enough experience. It's never the right time. You're never going to have the right experience. And all of a sudden you wake up and you're 70. And you're like, God, I wish I could have done it.
It's what you don't do that screws with you later on.
I get one shot at this life. This is it. And I don't want to go through life being the 80% version of me. I don't want to look back and be like 77 and be like, I didn't do that. There's so much I want to do, and I love life so much, I don't want to miss it.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1 877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Join me on the Nikki Colombo Show. It's time to reclaim our true history, our true timelines, our cosmic heritage. And remember to be humble, for you are made of earth, and to be noble, for you are made of
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR Frequency Radio.
All right, we're back, True Seeker. I realized I didn't have my camera on. My bad, but now it's on. So, anyhow, normally this is Rambo's time slot, but I see he didn't call in tonight, and that's not a surprise after last week. Anyhow, let me finish with the news here, and then we will go out to your calls. If you guys want to call in tonight, the number is 213-233-3998. There's about 7 people on hold. You can join that list. But again, just March 22nd, 322. Remember, 9/11 happened when the Skull and Bones member was the president, George W. Bush. And there was 9/11, Patriot Act, and then the emergence of the Patriots. And when Brady went down to Tampa, Florida, remember that's where Bush was the day 9/11 happened. Bush was number 43. Brady went down there at age 43, where in Gematria, Yale equals 43, so does Florida, so does football. So does GOAT. He had the GOAT ritual down there. You had the Goatville killings at Yale. At the same time, he won that Super Bowl at age 43. But when he went down there at age 43, he joined the team that looked like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that look a lot like the Skull and Bones symbol. You got the pirate skull and you got the crossed swords instead of bones. So anyhow, look how perfect this is, because today Gisele, his ex, comes out on March 22nd, 322, to talk about why they divorced. And remember, Gisele's birthday is July 20th, which is the 201st day of the year. Brady was born 201 years after the country was established. Also 201 years after the establishment of the Illuminati, both in 1776. Brady's born in 1977. ESPN did the big article about Brady, how when he won his 201st game, it was over the Rams. That was a big article. ESPN called it the road to 201. They didn't do the road to 200 or the road to 202. They did the road to 201, and he did it over the Rams, who were in St. Louis back then. Rams in Jewish gematria equals 201, and you think about how the Jews blow the ram's horn. But St. Louis is where the Jesuit University is, also where the first forward pass was thrown in football history. And it was actually thrown in Kennesaw, Wisconsin by St. Louis University, the Jesuit school. And we talked about when they ran over all the people at the Christmas parade in Kennesaw. Christmas parade in November, of all things. But we talked about the massive 201 ritual. That is a whole nother story. But anyway, what a day for Gisele to come out and talk about her divorce. And again, today is 201 days before Yale's 322nd birthday. And Yale is where Walter Camp went, who was a member of Skull and Bones, who's credited with the birth of American football. He's credited as the pioneer of American football, I should say. Today's date numerology was also 48, going with Tom and Illuminati. And it's 120 days before Gisele's birthday. Illuminati equals 120 and 48. It's exactly 33 weeks after Tom Brady's birthday, where Bonesman is 33. That's the alumni of Skull and Bones. And it's not to say that he's alumni. Obviously not. He went to Michigan, not Yale. But he's been their good little puppet, their little symbol, who's had the scripted career by the numbers, and recently got divorced by the numbers. Might recall the time of his divorce, the Great Balls of Fire singer was dead. We talked about it all. It was on Bill Gates' birthday. And let's not forget William Henry Gates. His name's also 201. But yeah, the Tom Brady divorce, she airs it out on 322. Go figure. So if you need any more proof that that's who owns these people, you'll probably never get better proof than that. Okay, here's another story by the numbers. Wall Street firms gobbling up land in the West as water becomes more scarce. Again, you want to look into companies to invest in for the future? Look into, the water companies. That'll be the day when we're fighting each other over water. You'll be glad you stocked up on your 2-2-3 rounds while you still could. Anyway, today's date numerology, again, 68 and 32. Water in Gematria equals 68 and 32. Run it the other way, it also equals 22. This is a big story from CNN on the 22nd of the month. The date was 68 and 32 numerology. This is for future markets. Words like market and stock also equal 68. And then, funny enough, the CNN article, it begins in the town of Cibola, Arizona. And in Gematria, Cibola, Arizona equals 63, like Wall Street, like stock exchange. Again, another fateful number historically with Wall Street. Again, the October 29th, 1929 crash was on the day, leaving 63 days left in the air. Last Friday had 63 date numerology. It was a terrible day for the market. But again, just always news by the numbers. News by the numbers all day, every day. And again, the most essential thing on earth being bought up by the greediest companies in the world. All for the sake of making a dime. The royal family in the news by the numbers today. From the start of the war, you guys, to today is exactly a span of 56 weeks. Royal family equals 56. Remember the last king before Elizabeth died at age 56. And now Charles is having his coronation on May 6th, 5-6. But Prince William, he's over there greeting the Ukrainian troops. Exactly 56 weeks into the war. It's 274 days after his own birthday. The Jesuit motto, Isus Hominum Salvator, equals 274. Again, Society of Jesus also equals 56. And again, just how perfect. How perfect. Another reminder that the royal family, by the numbers. Remember, it was, I forget how many years ago now was it? Was it 2017? It was somewhere around there. Could have been 2016, somewhere around there. But there was a mass shooting right across from the royal family's palace on 322. I'm sure you remember that one if you've been around. So we've seen the royal family on 322 before. Here's the latest one over in Russia, Ukraine. Remember when the Pope met with Putin on the 56th day of the year last year to beg Putin to stop the war? I'm sure that's what it was really going on. He's probably asking them where the little boys are. Also, for whatever reason, CNN today had to bring attention that on March 18th, the 77th day of the year, the longest goal was scored in football history in the 77th minute of the game on the 77th day of the year. So I thought, why are they doing this today? Like, okay, if this happened 4 days ago, why are you making this like your front page top story on 322? So I had to look into the guy who scored the goal. And he was a goalie. That's why it's long. A goalie scored on a goalie. They're saying it was a 101 yard or 101 meter score. If you're wondering how he did it, he kicked like a line drive that one-hopped the goalie who was way out by midfield. I'm sure it was all a big scripted play. But it bounced over the goalie and rolled all the way into the net. He couldn't catch it, the other goalie. But here's what blew me away. again, 77th minute on the 77th day of the year, and then the guy is born on September 11th, the guy who scored the goal. Now, September 11th, 77, remember when you spell out September 11th, it equals 77. When you write out World Trade Center, it's 77. Again, they said Flight 77 hit the 77-foot-tall Pentagon 77 minutes after taking off, and the Pentagon's on the 77th meridian. So then I started to read the article more, and I said, oh, look, this was in a league in Chile. If you guys don't know, look into Chile's 9/11. The American CIA overthrew Chile back in 1973 on September 11th. And then again, okay, this happened on March 18th. I wonder why American media is doing it on March 22nd, Skull and Bones Day. You think they're trying to tell us something? Again, they're trying to tell you who's responsible from 9/11 here to 9/11 in Chile. And again, what happened after 9/11 in America? American football, right? 9/11, Patriot Act, Patriots, Tom Brady born in 77. Gisele's out talking about Tom Brady. Okay. Shout out to Jeff Young. By the way, Kings of Thrash, you guys, if you go to my Twitter, I got it here. Kings of Thrash, Jeff's band's doing really well. They got another tour. They got some new music coming out tomorrow. If you guys go to @FreeToFindTruth, that's my Twitter. Just scroll down a few posts. It's the hashtag Kings of Thrash. Little short post on what's coming out tomorrow. And remember, just go to their website, kingsofthrash.com. Hey, Jeff, your promo video's 33 seconds. Jeff's always compiling the 33s. That's what it just made me think of, because I'm sure Jeff would love this headline. If you guys have never seen Jeff Young's YouTube channel, he always compiles all the 33 in the news. Hey, Jeff, whoever did that promo for you made it for 33 seconds. How about that? But again, I won't say too much. Jeff has some questions about the people managing the band. He's like, I'm not sure about all the symbols and the dates. That's why he's a little bit sketched out. But anyway, things are going well for Jeff right now, and that's good. So, okay. But yeah, come on. Why always the same numbers? A large ship sitting in a dry dock. By the way, it was Paul Allen's ship. I'm going to have to look into that. Remember, Paul Allen died by the numbers right after his Seahawks, and Pete Carroll set a record with the team over in England, over in the UK. Today, Paul Allen's boat in the UK tips over while dry docked, hurting 33 people, supposedly. But a part of me is like, wait a minute, a boat was dry docked and it hurt 33 people? Like, what were they doing? Why are so many people standing next to a boat that's dry docked? Doesn't even make sense. Anyway, 33. It's always got to be 33. By the way, Christine Lagarde said, they're nowhere near done with the inflation fight. Remember, Christine Lagarde's the one who gave the speech on numerology? That was back when I was first starting this work, way back when. She gave her numerology lesson on 7. If you've never seen Christine Lagarde of the International Monetary Fund, her speech on numerology, go back and listen. Her name equals 81 in Gematria. She made her remarks today on the 81st day of the year and also the 81st day of her age. She's the 11th managing director of the IMF. Yeah, if you've never seen her numerology speech, just come to my website. I got it right here, linked today. You can watch it. I'm almost tempted to play it. You know what? Let's do it. For all people who never heard this, listen. This is January 15th, 2014. 6 years to the day of COVID. Shown up in the U.S. 15/1 pandemic 151. Here we go.
Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. As you can tell, I do as I'm told. And I thought I had to stand up at the time when my immediate predecessor would sit down. And clearly I failed. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me with you. I would like to thank the National Press Club and especially President Angela Grilling-Keane for not only inviting me to this prestigious venue, but essentially presenting the outline of what I want to talk to you about now. So it's as if we had prepared that together, which we have not. Now let me first of all, of course, begin by wishing you all a Happy New Year. I guess it's still time to do that, given that we are just exactly halfway through between our Western New Year and the Lunar New Year, which will loom in a few weeks' time. I think it's also appropriate to wish ourselves a Happy New Year, given what I would like to talk to you about, which has to do with the global economy and what we should expect for 2014. Now I'm going to test you numerology skills by asking you to think about the magic 7. Okay? Most of you will know that 7 is quite a number in all sorts of themes, religions, and I'm sure that you can compress numbers as well.
This video I found here, it has a little editing. Hold on, let me get back to where she's talking.
If we think about 2014, all right, I'm just giving you 2014, you drop the 0, 14, 2 times 7. Okay, that's just by way of example. And
the way she just did that is so dumb. It's like, that's not even how you get the numerology. It's 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4, 7. It's like, who are these people? Like, if you're going to give a numerology lesson, do it right. Why don't you just say, drop the 0, 14, 2 times 7? I mean, that's nonsense. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4, 7. Simple.
we're going to carry on. Okay, that's just by way of example, and we're going to carry on. So 2014 will be a milestone and hopefully a magic year in many respects. It will mark the 100th anniversary of the First World War back in 1914. It will mark the 70th anniversary, drop the 0, 7, of the Bretton Woods Conference that actually gave birth to the IMF. And it will be the 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. 25th. Okay. Also mark the 7th anniversary of the financial market jitters that quickly turned into the greatest global economic calamity since the Great Depression. The crisis still lingers. Yet, optimism is in the air. We've left the deep freeze behind us, and the horizon looks just a bit brighter. So my hope and my wish for 2014 is that after those 7 miserable years, weak and fragile, we have 7 strong years.
She's talking about, remember, coming out of, the whole 2008 collapse. So
I don't know whether the G7 will have anything to do with it, or whether it will be the G20. I certainly hope that the IMF will have something to do with it.
okay, so yeah, this video used to be all over YouTube. I finally found it, and then I realized this guy has a whole bunch of edits in there, but yeah, again, just things like that should be clues to everyone. I remember back then, I still had my Facebook account, and I was trying to show, like, friends and family, I was like, see, I mean, can't you see that numerology is a big thing to these people who control the world? That's just one person, Zach. That's just one person. Did you notice how at the beginning of that she said she's just doing what she's told to do? I'm just up here doing what I was told to do. Okay. What else is going on today? Again, just the way, this is how you know definitively that they're messing with you. Anyone who followed the Dow knows today that it was up above 300 points. So why does CNBC at the end of the day, after everything's done, write the Dow had been up as much as 201 points? Again, does this not prove my point? Just forcing numbers, rituals, communicating in language. 201 days from Yale's 322nd birthday on 3/22. Again, the movie The Skulls, about Skull and Bones, just happened to come out 201 days after Paul Walker's birthday, only for him to die in history in a mysterious way in a red Porsche, like how he gets a red Porsche in the film. He dies on 10/31, 5 years to the day before Bush number 41 dies on 10/31. What's 10 plus 31? 41. Also, in the world of weather warfare, Los Angeles had a really rare tornado today in the Montebello neighborhood. Montebello in Gematria equals 41, like Skull and Bones. A German football star retired today. A reminder that Skull and Bones is modeled after the secret societies of Bavaria in Germany. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, I bet anything his name's going to equal 41. Mesut Ozil, 41, like Skull and Bones, retires on 3-2-2. Go figure. And again, this too, just where I started. Michigan GOP said that disarming America could result in what happened with the Nazis, and then the ADL said that's anti-Semitic. Just like, okay, stating something factual about history is hate speech. Well, we already knew that this was the case in the new era where everyone's so sensitive and you're not allowed to talk about certain things. So, speaking of sensitive, it looks like we don't have any Rambo tonight. It could be the end of the Rambo era. And if that is the case, that's fine. Rambo's been here a long time. And for some people, that'll be bad news. For some people, that'll be music to their ears. Because, again, you can't please everyone. For the whole time Rambo's been here, there's always been people who complain and say, why do you give Rambo so much time? It's so boring. It's so redundant. Again, you guys, Rambo brought a lot of great information to the community. And if he doesn't come back, you know, you can still watch him on his channel, The Truth Codes. But, again, you know, a lot of people are listening to the trolls. And somebody did post, if you guys missed last week's show, Rambo called in for the second time in a month crying about something that didn't happen. Somebody did post the quote. And again, it was just like I said, my insult was not towards him at all. It was towards the people who believe things like the purple lights are here to kill us. And Spritz Springmeier is rubbing shoulders with the Illuminati, which he always claims. He needs to rub shoulders with a dentist. Those brown teeth are scary. But anyway, no Rambo tonight, and that's okay. So anyhow, let's go out to the callers in the order they phoned in. All right, what's up, 772?
Hey, Zach. Come back to me after all the other callers are finished.
Okay, I'll do that. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Let's go out to 562. What's going on, 562?
Hey, Zach?
Yeah, you're on.
Zach.
You're on.
All right, thanks for taking my call. Man.
Welcome.
Hey, one thing I don't hear about anything about people or talk about, you know, like with the people that run the world, you know, always shoving things down our throat, even though we don't want it, you know, this and that. But if you ask me, it's almost like pure socialism. I mean, seems like the direction that America is headed. I mean, I read the Communist Manifesto, and it's exactly what's happening to us right now.
I hear what you're saying, and it's just like right now listening to them talk on TV about how they're going to ban TikTok because communist China controls it. It's like, well, we already allow, you know, the world to be ruled by Silicon Valley, which is totally communist. So what's the difference?
I know. I know. It's true, man. So anyway, okay, I'm going to just hang and listen, and we'll go from there.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you phoning in. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, have a good one. Okay, let's see. Next in line, Michigan, 810.
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
All right. You know, last couple times you come to me and I was there and I said hello and you couldn't hear me. Weird. Anyway, I got a couple things. So you mentioned 9/11. As I love how you always do. Do you know who the general contractor was of the World Trade Center construction?
There were two. There was one from Seattle, Magnuson Clemenkus Associates, and there was another from New York, and I forget the one from New York's name right now.
Okay, those were the architect firms.
Oh, you're saying I know what you're talking about, the Bush brother.
No, Bin Laden Construction Company. Now, one of the architects he got assigned like floors 29 through, 34 or something like that, okay? And there's a guy, Freeman Fly, he's out there talking about this, and he's got some kind of Freeman TV or something. Anyway, I heard him on Crow 777 radio. He said that this architect, he drew up his plans, for his designs for the Trade Center. I don't know which building. And he was in all these meetings, right, with the Bin Ladens and all that. And so they asked him when he turned in his drawings, where are you going to put the charges on each floor for when they want us to move the building? We'll be ready. Everything will be in place. Because, and we learned that from, all the Vegas casinos, they were doing that back in the 60s, putting the charges on the floors to demo the buildings when they're ready to replace them. So when they say Bin Laden took down the World Trade Center, they actually meant it, even though it was a lie.
Yeah, maybe that is true. That's again, it's just like that Carlisle group. You got the Bushes and the Bin Ladens and some other bigwigs all meeting just down the street as it happens, and then the media was saying, "Oh, anyone who thinks that's something, just a conspiracy theory." It's like, why would anybody not be questioning that? I mean, come on. The only people who could fly after 9/11 were the Bin Ladens.
Right, and Bin Laden's mother was a Jew.
Yeah, Bin Laden also began at a very special prep school in 1968 of all years, if you look into it. Very, very elite school in 68, the same year that everything went into motion for 9/11. World Trade Center construction, 911 emergency dialing code. I'm sure it was a long, long plan there to have him be the patsy. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so next subject. This SVB, right, the Silicon Valley Bank. Have you seen the hour and 35-minute video by Brandel O'Connell from February 25th? He interviews this guy, Mike. I can't think of his darn last name, but he was a mortgage broker. This guy, Mike, in New Hampshire. He was the top mortgage broker company in the world or in America or something for many years running. For 16 years he had this company, and he's clean as a whistle, and he's got...
Hold on, we got a commercial break. We'll be right back. Sit tight.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move. When you have a great melody, song lasts forever.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes.
Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smartphone or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio, then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Mr. President, you've been the big guy for 6 months now in the White House. Can you take us behind the scenes, something that was extraordinary or unusual that happened that stands out to you?
Here's the deal. I want to say, I like to walk out on the road to go in. Come on. I like to walk out on the road to go in. You think I'm joking? I'm not. You know what I mean? I like to walk out on the road to go in. What do you think, huh? I like to walk out on the road to go in. If you wanted to find out whether or not there was a man on the moon or something, whether those aliens are here or not. And you come up, I say, I just don't like the way that guy wears his top. It's like telling your kid, I tell you what, you're 4 years old when you see a red light cross the street. I grew up in a neighborhood where you became a cop, a firefighter, or a priest. I wasn't qualified for any one of them. So here I am. And by the way, one of the things I've gotten able to get done, and that's what, let me finish the question. The answer. I want to say, oh, about to walk out on the road to go in. Come on. About to walk out on the road to go in. You think I'm joking? I'm not. You know what I mean? About to walk out on the road to go in. What do you think, huh? About to walk out on the road to go in. I mean, QAnon. The idea, the Democrats, Biden is hiding people and sucking the blood of children. And I don't care if you think I'm safe and reincarnated. The fact is, you may not like me, and that's your right. I'm sitting across from Putin. He knows who I am. Joe Biden.
What's that all about? You're the big man, I think.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Putin.
But again, one last thing. We don't talk enough to you about this, I don't think. Here's the deal. I want to say, oh, about to walk out on the road to go in. Come on. About to walk out on the road to go in. You think I'm joking? I'm not. You know what I mean? About to walk out on the road to go in. What do you think, huh? About to walk out on the road to go in.
Wherever you are, make it Truth Frequency Radio.
Conditional range. Conditional range. Situation delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayal. More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them.
Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
All right, we're back, True Seeker. We got 2 hours of show left. We're taking your calls the rest of the way. We're going to go back out to the caller who got cut off by the break. And for all the trolls in the chat, again, you guys are welcome to call in and try and debate. People like an entertaining debate. So instead of spamming nonsense in the chat, let's see how it holds up on the debate floor. Call on it. Call in. The number's on the screen. And by the way, shout out to the super chatters. I really appreciate it. Nocturnal Drive chipped in a big fat $20 bill. He said, stay awesome. I appreciate that. And Frank the Truth Tank, who's always super generous, chipped in another $5 and said, always great work, Zach. Much love, my friend. I appreciate that. Truth. Frank the Truth Tank. All right, back to Michigan. He got interrupted. He's telling us all about little stories from 9/11 that I hadn't heard before. All right, tell us more, friend.
Okay, so Brenda O'Connell, he's interviewing this guy. This guy's exposing New Hampshire is like the drug capital of the world. The laundering, the cartels, the trafficking, it's all there. And that SVB Bank is headquartered there in New Hampshire. They have this tiny little office building that they share with another company, and it's I can't remember the name of the firm, but in the video, the door of this building is blocked by a tree, and there's like a dry erase board. You walk in, there's no furniture, nothing, just this dry erase board on the wall, and you sign in on it, and you let them know you were there. And I don't know how, if they got a camera in there, whatever. But this guy, Mike, who runs his mortgage company, this guy's squeaky clean, and he is trying to take these guys down. He's been in court for years, and they're offering him a $50 million hush money settlement, and they've admitted their guilt, that they're drug trafficking, that they're the money laundering, they're trafficking, women and children, and it's all in writing. And I mean, the whole thing is coming open at the seams. And this Brandel O'Connell, I'm telling you, Zach, you got to pull that video up and watch it. It's on. There's a one on Rumble. I'd send you what I got, but it's on another guy. Thumper has a show on Patriot Soapbox. Him and Roger Sales do a show on Sundays, and my buddy sent me the link where they're going to play this video. We watched it at my friend's house the other day, but he said he was going to send us the link to his, and he didn't. And my other buddy sent me the one on that Rumble, or on the Patriot Soapbox show, Thumper, and I played it twice, and it keeps stopping at the same place. And when I hit, the button to to start it over, to start it again, it starts over. So I don't want to go through all that, and I don't want to send you that link. That's too much time. You got to go through to get to the meat, and they don't really get to the meat. But it's an incredible video. I'm sure it's out there. You got to find it. Brandel O'Connell is the interviewer, and I wish I could think of the dude's last name, Mike. He's a mortgage broker in New Hampshire. It's got to be all over the freaking news.
I got the video up on YouTube. I got the video up on YouTube for anyone who's watching on my channel. It is on YouTube. Brandon Lee O'Connell channel. He posted it 8 days ago. At the moment, it's got 58,000 views. The one thing I can't find anywhere is a Silicon Valley Bank in New Hampshire, but I'll watch it and see what it is, but I can't find any information about them having a bank there. So they do have one in Boston, Massachusetts.
Pardon me? Yeah, the Boston, they talk about that bank, and somehow they're tied to that Silicon Valley Bank.
Okay. So,
a lot of exposure. There's so much information. What's his name? James O'Keefe, Project Veritas. He's exposed in that as one of the bad guys.
Yeah, he's a fraud.
What's your take on him?
Yeah, he's a total fraud.
Pardon me?
Yeah, Project Veritas has been a huge fraud the whole time. I've known that.
I never knew that. I've never heard you talk about that, but I always appreciated Zombo. But yep, he is kind of a whiner, and he takes up a lot of time. And I'll tell you what, I don't get to go out on the net, and so I can't see your other stuff. This is my only platform that I see you, and I appreciate your, the information you gave a whole half hour, and that's priceless to me. And if you can do more of that, I love it. All right. Thanks, brother.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. See you next week.
Thank you. Yeah, you have a good night, friend. Yeah, if we're not going to have Rambo every week, it's fine because it just opens up more time to have on more voices. And again, I'm grateful for what Rambo brought, but what Rambo reminds us is you can do a million nice things for somebody, and then you might do one thing, and you might not even do anything to them, but it might just offend them, and that might just be enough for them to just totally turn their back on you. So it's hard to find reliable people in the world, and not to throw Rambo under the bus, but years ago when bad things happened to him, we did help raise a lot of money for Rambo. He got a lot of money from the community, and there was a gentleman who reached out to me and said, I met him in person, and I gave him $200, and he didn't even say thank you. And I turned my head the other way to that, but now it's all starting to make sense. I'm like, man, I've been so nice to this guy and promoted him, and then he's just going to have a little hissy fit over some troll business that got passed to him through the grapevine. So anyway, still he does good work, but that same thing I heard all those years ago, it's starting to make a lot more sense today. All right, let's go out to 347. What's up, 347?
Hey, what's up, Zach? You can hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I got 3 points I want to make quick. The first one is last weekend, it was mad stories about Japan, China, and South Korea about their low birth rate. Did you see that story last weekend?
I didn't see that one.
I just thought it was interesting that they brought that story up before spring. I just thought it was just something obvious. It had to be some numbers into it because they talked about Japan low birth rate, they talked about China low birth rate, and South Korea low birth rate.
Okay,
so I knew it was some type of ritual with birth, because the spring is coming. So what you think the ritual was about that?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It looks like NPR published that on the last day officially of winter and the first day before spring. Yeah, I interpret it the exact same way. It's just like in the news, you got it's funny, I've been talking about dead drummers in 38 for years. You got 2 dead drummers this month, both in 38, and the latest dead drummer's in a band called The Lotus. And of course, that's a flower, and he's dead right at the time of the spring when flowers are blooming. So I just see it all the same. It's the time of birth, and they're telling you about how low fertility rates are.
Okay, but my next point is the guy who died from The Wire. It's crazy that he died right before the John Wick movie is about to come out. Exactly. John Wick 4, and plus he went to Yale too.
Wait, he went to where?
Yale.
You're saying Lance Reddick, the actor, went to Yale?
Yes, he went to Yale.
Ah, well, they had that. So yesterday was Keanu Reeves' 201st day of his age, and the media was talking about the tribute he did to him. So there's another 201 thing. I didn't realize that Lance Reddick went to Yale. Interesting.
Yes. And the John Wick movie coming out in 332 today. I just thought it's obvious that that's for the movie and for the Yale Skull and Bones too.
And the March Madness tournament. He's from Maryland. He dies the day after they win their game in a repeat of the 1984 rematch with West Virginia, and his full name equals 84, going with the 84th tournament. That's the way I see it. Clearly for the movie and also connected to the tournament. And probably in tribute to The Wire as well because, again, that show was 60 episodes. 60. He did at age 60. And then what else is funny is the John Wick movie was John Wick 4 was supposed to release May 21st, 2021. He died exactly 95 weeks after that day when Baltimore equals 95, which is where he was born and where The Wire is set. Then it was supposed to release May 27th, 2022, and he died exactly 42 weeks after that. We all know what that number is about. And then he ends up dying the Friday before the Friday movie release. It's like, come on.
All right. This is my last point. Going back to Trump. Last week, first the IOC, whatever, they issued that warrant for Putin, right? Then Trump gonna say he gonna get arrested on Tuesday. You know why he said Tuesday? You know why, right?
Of course, election day.
Yes, and guess what? March 22nd is National Donald Day.
Oh yeah. No, I covered that one at the beginning. Yeah, I know he escapes. Today it all gets canceled on National Donald Day. I mean, just the way they've just contrived this whole thing. There's a big protest in New York today. They were waiting for him to be, arraigned, and it's such a show, man. It's such a show, and people need to see through it.
Even though he didn't get arrested today, but that's not how they play with us. Why would he say Tuesday? Oh, that's National Donald Day. And then plus Putin last week being putting that warrant out for Putin. Come on, man.
Indeed.
So I just thought I was interested in that. Both of them, Putin would get the warrant on him, and Trump will announce he getting arrested on Tuesday. And Tuesday was National Donald Day.
Yeah, the mockery. So
he probably get arrested tomorrow, right? They just say they didn't want to do it on Donald Day, so they probably do it tomorrow, right?
Possibly. The one other piece of this is when Trump put out his tweet over the weekend that he was going to get arrested on Tuesday, it was the day after Stormy Daniels' 44th birthday. And the day he tweeted was the date with the 44 numerology. And then, of course, he was number 45, but he was the 44th person to be president. So I think there's something to that as well.
All right, Zach. That's it. That's all I want to hit you with.
All right, man. Appreciate it. You have a good night.
Okay.
All right.
You too.
All right. Let's go out to George. What's up, George?
Oh, hello there.
How you doing?
Great. And so, about you had a caller a couple back. I believe he was making reference to Mike Gill.
Yeah.
Who was a banker. It was in New Hampshire. So I know that Johnny Cerrucci has done at least 3 or 4 interviews with Mike. And by the way, Johnny and I are working together again.
Good.
So, well, thank you. Okay, I realize you have several other callers on hold, so I'll be as quick as possible. This happened a couple weeks ago. Did you do a video of the death of Pat Schroeder, the congresswoman from Colorado?
I missed it. What's her name?
Patricia Schroeder. She died on March the 13th at the age. I sure you can. Okay, I should know this, but what I want to tell you is she was a member. She got her undergrad degree from University of Minnesota, I believe, in Minneapolis, where she was a member of Chi Omega, and their symbol is a skull and bones.
Okay, you said she was in yeah, okay, so I see it. So she died March 13th being a Colorado representative. So 13/3, like 133. Colorado equals 133, so does government. What a day for a Colorado politician to die. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so her sorority, basically, even though it was in Minnesota, had no nexus to skull and bones. Their symbol was a skull and bones.
Wait a minute. She went to a fraternity in Minnesota. The 2 states that equal 133 are Colorado and Minnesota. They're the only 2 that equal 133. So now it's getting even more clear. Okay.
All right. So let's just say her politics were leftist center. I'll just leave it at that. Now, that's not my main point. By the way, well, you should be happy. I understand that Volodymyr Zelensky actually trolled you this weekend.
He did?
Yes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, what happened?
No, well, didn't you say that you did a stream over the weekend where somebody basically showed you his package?
Wait, what?
You said you had somebody who, you had a troll over the weekend who basically flashes genitalia.
Oh, yeah, because Vladimir Zelensky played the piano with his genitalia. Yeah, I did have for those of you guys who don't know, I had a stream interrupted this weekend because I do a stream where people can come on and share their face and their thing, but a troll came on, instead of sharing his face or any words, he just put the camera on his genitals to ruin the stream, so I had to take it down. But probably the same one that helped persuade Rambo to quit the show. Rambo, just listen to those trolls, it's too bad. Anyway.
Okay, so my main point is, over the last couple of weeks, since the 10th of this month, you've had at least 5 financial institutions that have gone under or about to go under. Or they will unless they get some serious backing. In no particular order, you have Swiss Credit, Swiss Credit, or however they say it in French, Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic, Silvergate, and Signature. Now, I looked into all those banks to find out who runs them. I wasn't able to find anything suspicious on Swiss Credit, and I probably haven't looked hard enough. However, with the other banks, that's a different story. For Silicon Valley, one of the members of the board of directors is Michael Rothler. He got his undergrad degree from Marquette in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was a Jesuit. If you look at the First Republic, and Silicon Valley Bank is in Santa Clara, California, just south of San Francisco. Also, First Republic, one of the members of the board, well, one of the CEO there until last year was Roger Dunbar. He got his undergrad degree from Santa Clara University. 2 of the members of Silvergate, which is in La Jolla, California, near San Diego, are Paul Kalachi. He got his undergrad degree from University of San Diego, which is Catholic. And you have Tom Dirks, who got his MBA and undergrad degree from Fordham. And Signature Bank, the CEO of Signature is Michael O'Rourke. He went to St. Patrick's High School in Chicago. He got his undergrad degree from Marquette, and he got his master's degree from Loyola, Chicago.
Go figure. It's a lot of Jesuits.
Okay, so I realize there's a pure coincidence that you have all these Jesuitically/Catholic trained people who are on the board of directors of these financial institutions. So you may be wondering, what is the punchline? Well, among other things, this is something you and others have been discussing for years, is that they want us to switch to a cashless society. Not just America, but the entire world. They want to do a final kill job on the US dollar. It's basically been on life support for a long time because there's nothing backing it. So they want to switch us to all digital currencies, and they the Vatican, want to eliminate all small banks. So just be probably by 2030, there'll just be a handful, such as Chase Manhattan, JP Morgan, and a few others.
Well, JP Morgan, Chase are already one company, so.
Well, I'm sorry. I meant to say Wells Fargo, Bank of America. So you're talking probably, you're probably talking less than 10.
I agree, though. That's just the direction of all things. It's just like Kurt Vonnegut wrote a book in the late 60s or early 70s about how eventually there'd be one company to rule all things. And I mean, it could even grow to be that. You look at companies like Apple, they already, in a way, have their own banking system. You got the Apple Pay. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if in a decade the top computer companies are also the top banking companies. So,
well, yes. So Paul Colucci. I'm sorry, it wasn't Colucci. Who was it? One of these executives, Michael Rothler. He's also on the board of directors for the American Heart Association. Now, granted, you were talking about Apple, but they basically have their hands on almost everything.
Okay.
So, I mean, food production, computers, food production, technology, communication. So, you're right. It'll probably be Eric Bowman, Eric 777 was positing that probably by the year 2030, there'll be less than 100 corporations in the entire world that run everything.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
It's not just, in finance. So they want to do a kill job on all these small banks. They want to do a kill job on almost all these small businesses, with the exception of, the French Laundry, because Gavin Newsom needs to have lunch.
Yeah. They're saying the trap that so many banks fell into is in the time of COVID, a lot of these smaller banks, they bought these long-term bonds, but now that they're rising interest rates, all of those bonds that they bought on the really low interest rates, they go down as net losses, which hurt their essentially their income statement, and it's pulling them under. They're saying that's what's happened to a few of these banks. So seems like it was all a game to rope in the small banks to essentially destroy them. And again, the Fed just keeps upping the rates, kind of knowing what's going to happen. And yeah, eventually the big fishes like JP Morgan Chase, like you're saying, they'll just buy up the, or just like what happened in Switzerland. You had the USB by Credit Suisse. Now there's pretty much just one bank in Switzerland. I mean, the same thing will eventually happen all over the world, and it's been happening. It's just like it's like that everywhere, right? Decades ago when you went out to a town, there were all these small stores and mom and pop shops, and now you go out and like every city, you drive across America, everyone's got the same strip mall, the same big box store, the same Panera Bread, the same McDonald's. It's just like the whole country looks uniform with the same corporations all along the interstate, and that's the direction of things. So anyway, George, always appreciate the great research.
Okay, can I make one last point?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, way back in 2020, 3 years ago, something like a fourth of all health clubs and gyms that closed their doors did not reopen in places like California and New York. And that situation is only going to get worse. So we were told, okay, I don't want to revisit 2020, but so the gyms were shut down, but all the fast food restaurants remained open.
Right. The only things that were open were alcohol, liquor stores, weed shops, and fast food joints. Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as always, it's a pleasure, and I guess I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, George. You have a good night. Glad you and Johnny reconnected. Take care, man. Okie dokie. Let's go out to Texas, 409. You're on. Texas, 409. You're on. All right. Well, maybe they're just listening. Okay. All right. What's going on, Austin?
What's up, Zach? How you doing? Great show tonight.
I'm glad you feel that way.
I just got out of the hospital. I almost died again for the 5th time. I feel like a goddamn bobcat.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. You sound normal.
I got COPD. You know, I smoked cigarettes for years, smoked a lot of weed for years, but I was always active. And when I became inactive, that's what caused what I'm going through now. But
well,
it's all good.
Get active while you still can.
I remember the days where I could decline bench press 365, and I was a bad motherfucker.
Sure.
But not anymore. But I'm hanging in there. Great show. Hey, hasn't evil always ruled this fucking goddamn fucking world we're living on?
I don't know. I haven't been here long enough.
Evil
Maybe it
always
has.
ruled this goddamn motherfucking world we live on. That's why I say, hey, God, eat my shit, motherfucker. You're the sinner. You created evil, you cocksucker. Why don't you go fuck the devil and leave us the fuck alone?
You know what? When you get done with your rant, you remind me of something I wanted to talk about. But I think it is a fair point. I mean, a lot of people might get really offended, but yeah, I mean, why did Creator bring so much evil to this world and make people so flawed and shitty? I ask myself the same question all the time. So,
well, I've been doing that forever, and I don't like God. I think he's a devil-loving, devil-making piece of shit. He put us all behind a pool table full of 8 balls. I just get so pissed off because I know so goddamn much. Yeah, and I'm bragging, I guess. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I'm 65, and I told my wife, my deceased wife, that died in her sleep at 49, 5 years younger than me, goddammit. And I knew I told her she had to go get her heart checked, and she said she would, and she died on me. And,
well, I'm sorry about that, too. We got a commercial break, friend. Hey, be right back, everybody.
Attitude about society. Unique understanding about other human beings and what makes a good life, what constitutes a good life, how you feel about each other. I've got a good phrase for you. You can't succeed by yourself. So to have a unique, refined sense of appreciation for each other is prerequisite. It takes each other to build a society. It takes all of us to build a country, to build a nation. It takes all of us to build a community. Key phrase, you can't succeed by yourself. It takes all of us to make any one of us successful. And a unique, refined appreciation of the all of us is what makes the I of us do much better. That appreciation of society, it takes all of us to make a market. We need each other's ideas and inspiration. And once you have that sense of appreciation of the all of us, now you and your place and your possibilities and your opportunities now start to really soar when you understand how important it is within the framework of the all of us. So you can't succeed by yourself. It's hard to find.
It's amazing how people have been raving about iLife all over Facebook. They've been posting their testimonials just because they want to get the word out because it's worked so well for them. If you're not familiar with iLife, it's a 99% pure CBD oil. But the secret is the synergy between the hemp and the ayahuasca vine, the non-psychoactive component of the ayahuasca tea. We recently received an email from a wife whose husband has Parkinson's. For the first time, he's been able to sleep through the entire night. Another customer reported that they're no longer using NSAIDs because their tennis elbow has been relieved with iLife. The reports have been phenomenal and much more than we ever expected. Everyone should have access to this. That's why if you head on over to iLife.com right now and use coupon code TFR, we'll give you $5 towards your order. And we'll even ship it worldwide. That's iLife.com, AYA life.com.
Greetings, Earth Explorers. My name is Brooks Agnew, and I am your host on X Squared Radio every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. This is where the past meets the future. We explore the mysteries of the universe and of the Earth. We might go a little past your imagination, but have no fear. You will be safely traveling with us. We will dissolve the propaganda of dangerous people with dangerous plans for the planet. We will discuss the latest technologies and challenges for humankind. We will discover the safest place for you to stand when the thinkings and doings of mankind come flying apart, and how you can be one of the people that helps put it back together. Join us.
Real people, real radio.
Initiating the truth frequency.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
All right, we're back, True Seeker. We're taking your calls the rest of the way. Shout out to Amy Crack Their Code in the chat. She's doing really great work. Check out her website, cracktheircode.org, and on YouTube, just Crack Their Code all together. She's saying, I could use some more subs, and she does deserve more subs, so support Amy. She's doing great work. And since Austin got cut off by the commercial, and people were enjoying the humor, going to go back out to Austin. When he's done, he provoked something that I want to talk about, so I'm going to bring it up after we're done with this call. All right, Austin, you got the floor again. We're back from the commercial break.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I mean, the world's always been ruled by evil scum. I mean, we handed the keys over to the Nazis after World War II. I mean, MK Ultra, didn't that go to the Supreme Court? And didn't they get caught, the CIA, for mind control? Nothing happened. And didn't the FBI get, Lord have mercy. I mean, you can go on and on about the truth, about how fucked up this goddamn country is, and how it's been taken over. The whole goddamn world is a fucking hellhole. And people, you know, I mean, we just sit and take it. You know, I bitch about it all my goddamn motherfucking life. I've woke up so many goddamn motherfucking people, but hey, it's worthless. You can't beat the devil, because the Creator loves the devil.
Yeah.
He must.
Yeah, it's
been going on forever, man.
It's quite the dilemma. So
It pisses the fuck out of. It pisses me off every goddamn fucking day.
Yeah.
And I've had a good life. I can't complain. But I can tell you this. Yeah, we were worth a lot of money one day. The family was, and we had that stolen from us by George Bush. And when he had Reagan shot and he took over, Lord have mercy. I remember when Reagan came back from getting shot and almost killed. You know, he was inaugurated under a full moon because Nancy Reagan knew Bush was going to try to kill him.
Okay.
And when he came back, Reagan couldn't recall anything. Right away I said, oh, they They shot him up with something to erase his memory. They erased his memory. He just sits there. I can't recall. That was Reagan after he came back after Bush did his dirty work, dirty deeds, as he was the El Presidente at CIA, fucking opium poppy Bush. I'd like to fucking jig him up and throw him through a fucking wood chipper. I'd like to take all these goddamn motherfucking politicians, especially that the mother of Satan, Hitlery, goddamn fucking Clinton. I'd like to shove her in a wood chipper too, very slowly. I'd like to take them all. I'd like to stick them in a goddamn one of them containers, those shipping containers. Shove fucking refried beans down their throats, and drill just a little 1-inch hole in the top of the fucking container. Throw it in the goddamn fucking desert and let them all fucking suffer and shit all over their naked bodies and die. That's what I'd like to be able to do, but I can't. That's just a wish list, you know?
Indeed. It's a fair wish list.
That's what they deserve, man. But no, they get away with everything because God loves Satan.
I don't disagree. I mean, I have to go on.
Satan gets away with everything.
Yeah. All right, speaking of that, I'm going to bring up a point, but I really do appreciate it. Stay alive out there. Take care of yourself. So, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
All right. You have a good night, friend.
You too.
All right, take care. Okay, so somebody asked me, they said, Zach, you got to watch this new house party movie. Trust me, it's important. And I got to admit, I was watching it, and I was like, where does this movie get important? Like, okay, they want me to watch this movie. Something's going to happen. And it's near the end. I had to watch. I wish they would have told me to, like, fast forward until the last 20 minutes. Because the movie is absolute trash. But in the last 20 minutes, then I saw why they wanted me to watch it. So, of course, House Party was a movie that came out in the 90s, and this is the remake. And the new one's about, some guys, they work for a cleaning company in Los Angeles, and one of them promotes parties, and they're realizing this mansion that they're cleaning is just so cool. They got to figure out how to throw a party in this person's house because they heard that they're out of town for a while across the world. They end up realizing it's LeBron James's house. So, anyway, where the movie gets interesting is, some people come over to the party and they break into LeBron's trophy room and they steal one of his rings. They steal one of his championship rings. They actually steal the one for the Cavs that he won on the real King James's birthday. And so the guys who are throwing the party, they don't know what to do because before they thought they were going to get away with it. Before they thought they could just clean up the house, but now LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers ring's been stolen. So Kid Cudi is there's a lot of celebrities in the movie, but Kid Cudi, he's that rapper from Cleveland, like where LeBron won the championship. So Kid Cudi happens to be at the house party. He goes, I know how to get another ring. And they said, how? And he goes, the Illuminati. And they're like, what? The Illuminati? So then there's this scene where Kid Cudi takes him to another house party in LA that's in tribute. It's just like if you've seen the Tom Cruise movie, Eyes Wide Shut, the last Stanley Kubrick film where, he goes to the house party where it is like an Illuminati house party and everyone's wearing masks. They recreate that scene, so they go to a house party like that. And, what's funny is when that movie came out, Kid Cudi was 38 years old, and Kid Cudi gets murdered at the house party for bringing them. A rapper murdered at age 38. We know that code, right? Rappers and drummers, always dead in 38. This month, you got 2 dead drummers in a 38 ritual and a rapper dead in a 38 ritual. It's just like the same patterns that we've been talking about for nearly a decade now that have been going on for longer than that. It's just how long I've been aware of the work. They just continue to manifest month after month. But Kid Cudi gets murdered at the Illuminati party. But the thing that happens is somebody sneezes at the Illuminati party. And one of the 2 guys who, threw the party at LeBron's house, who are now there to find the replica ring that the Illuminati has, when somebody sneezes at the party, one of them, they're outsiders. They're not really supposed to be at this Illuminati party. He says to the guy who sneezed, he says, God bless you. God. Everybody gets super offended. And then they throw them into this arena where they have to fight each other to the death, and it's where Kid Cudi gets killed. But anyway, the thing is they're offended about God, right? They're offended about God. And it's a reminder, just yesterday was the 80th day of the year, and you had the death of Willis Reed at age 80 of the New York Knicks, who went to the Jesuit school of Creighton, and it's a reminder that the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt founded the Bavarian Illuminati. But in Gematria, Satan equals 80, just like Baphomet equals 80, just like Bavarian Illuminati equals 80. And of course, the Baphomet's the symbol for the Satanic Church. And again, it's kind of like the Kabbalistic God, because the Kabbalistic God is male and female. The Baphomet's male and female. And again, there's a deeper side to it, I guess, because again, Order of Illuminati's 201, Jewish mysticism's 201, the Church of Satan, the founder of that, LaVey, died 201 days from his birthday and 201 days from the Pope's birthday, like Adam Weishaupt, the founder of the Illuminati, died 201 days from the Illuminati's establishment anniversary. But anyway, in the movie, when they say, God bless you, that's when the Illuminati realizes they don't belong there because they're talking about God. It's about Satan. So, and then it made me think about it more because they're at LeBron's house, right? And remember, LeBron had that show a few years back, The Barbershop or something like that. And in one of the episodes, he has Obama. And again, they both have that big laugh about selling their souls to the devil. Like, it's so funny. That becomes part of the dialogue. And they both laugh so hard about selling their souls to the devil. It's like, look at this, man. Former president of the United States, like LeBron. But think about it. Obama's birthday, you guys, is the 4th day of the 8th month, right? 4-8. LeBron, his surname James equals 48, like Cleveland's 48, and the word Illuminati's 48, right? A movie about, a house. By the way, house party in Gematria equals 122, like satanic. It equals 122 and 50, just like San Francisco equals 122 and 50, where the Satanic Church was established on the 122nd meridian. So you just started looking at it, you're like, oh, this is why they did a reference to Illuminati through the LeBron James house. And then, by the way, the word ring equals 48. They're going to the Illuminati to get a ring. Don't even get me started on the Lord of the Rings coming out. At the same time, 9/11 happened. Remember when they were making all those into movies at the time of 9/11, and the book series came out after World War II, and the one called The Two Towers came out on 11/11. But, yeah, I mean, in a way we already knew all this, but again, just putting it right in the movie. Right in the movie. The Illuminati, satanic. You learn Gematria. Bavarian Illuminati equals Satan. NBA, we call the NBA the 113 League. This movie came out on January 13th. Yesterday, the NBA sacrificing Willis Reed at age 80 on the 80th day of the year. So, thank you to the person, I guess, who asked me to watch that, because it's one more proof of what's going on in the world and how they put the truth in. I mean, that's what they love to do. They love to put the truth in comedies and kids' movies and things that people don't take seriously. I got to admit, I wasn't really paying that much attention through a lot of the film. I was working while it was going on, but then when my ears perked up with the whole Illuminati thing. Then when I see the rapper gets killed, I was like, don't tell me he was 38 when this movie came out. Sure enough, look it up. He was 38 years old. It's like, come on, man. Even in the movie. So... But yeah, the rulers, they are all about evil. Oh, and by the way, again, just another word that equals 48. Evil equals 48. Tree equals 48. I thought that was so interesting when I first learned Gematria. I was like, why does the word tree equal the same thing as evil equals Illuminati? But now it all makes sense. That was back in 2013. I didn't quite have it all together yet. But then once I started to learn more, I was like, oh, it makes sense. Because the Kabbalistic tree of life, that's the good half of Kabbalah, but the evil tree is called the Klippoth. So there is an evil tree in Kabbalah. So it's like, oh, this makes sense. Illuminati, evil, tree, now I get it. James, Cleveland, they stole the Cleveland ring, ring 48, gets them to the Illuminati party, the 48 laws of power. Okay, so Amy in the chat says I got to check out this article. I got to check out this game, Deceit 2. By the way, you guys, today on Skull and Bones Day, the top performing stock was GameStop, the video game company. And of course, that new Skull and Bones video game is going to come out soon. On Skull and Bones Day, the top performing stock, GameStop. And it's up 35% today. GameStop, 35%. Remember, Skull and Bones equals 149, the 35th prime. Okay, so unexpected detour. Amy... Maybe she got inspired by what I was just talking about. She says, you got to read the description for this video game called Deceit 2. I don't know if this is a new game or what. It says, the ritual has begun. Millhaven Asylum, 1979. An occult ritual goes horribly wrong, killing all but one member of one prominent family. The case was left cold for decades until the fearless truth seekers, Anonymous, stepped in. Now you're imprisoned, forced to participate in the ritual of deceit at the hands of the malevolent game master. Deceit 2 is a 6 to 9 player social deduction horror game where 2 among you have been infected. Whilst the infected do the game master's bidding, the innocent must work together to escape the ritual whilst deducing who is plotting against them. So who can you trust? Infected players can activate blood altars located across the map, weakening the veil of reality until it breaks. This transports all players to the in-between, a parallel dimension in which the infected have terrifying powers. Infected players will wreak havoc and sabotage the efforts of innocent players, but can be eliminated if exposed outside in the in-between. Funny. Sounds what happened to a lot of people in this community. They got that troll contagion. And by the way, Itachi pointed out something the other day that I also mentioned last week. Just how the media keeps using contagion. It also, remember, the whole bank collapse thing started on the 3-year anniversary of the COVID pandemic being declared. And then 3 years later, they all saying now the banks have contagion. Remember, it was all about the banks in the first place. The pandemic was declared from Switzerland, where the banks are. And then all the record loans that made all the profit for the banks, thanks to the World Health Organization, an organization that is full of bankers. Okay, I don't know how you found that one, Amy, but pretty interesting. Deceit 2, when the truth seekers get the contagion. 1979 of all years, go figure. All right. All right, we'll get back out to the callers, and next up is New Orleans. New Orleans, the 504 area code, kind of like how New Orleans equals 54 in Gematria. What's up, New Orleans?
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Before we start, the House Party movie, the original one. I remember one of the guy that plays the gay guy. He was actually my advanced arts teacher. But anyway, you remember the plane crash that happened in Lafayette, Louisiana? Something involving LSU. I think they were going to LSU game in Atlanta or something.
You mean before LSU won the championship over Clemson, how they had the plane crash? The coach's daughter the assistant coach for LSU, his daughter died in that plane crash, if that's what you're talking about. That was the 150th college football season. There were a lot of deaths connected to that.
Let me write that down. That's 150.
Because the word Illuminati is 150. Again, like how they say the sun's 150 million kilometers away. But, I went down to New Orleans right after that championship and educated about all those deaths, including that woman's. Go ahead.
Yeah, I miss you. But my thing is, how could I say this? I was thinking. I passed by like two hours later. Like I seen the whole thing. I pass by the thing every day. I go to that post office every day, and I don't know who it is, but it's probably like a family member or somebody that they put like a memorial, and she's always out there cutting the grass, planting flowers. And I was just wondering, I was like, do you think it'd be an idea to just maybe stop one day and like maybe try to like point that out to her, or just to see if she can maybe bring something to the table, or even, it's just a thought, because I mean, I see her every day. I drive past it every single day, you know, and it just crossed my mind, you know.
Well, on one hand, it's like
even.
I was going to say, I mean, we got to talk to people about things and find out who's awake and who gets it. At the same time, I mean, the thing you risk is they might look at you like you're some kind of weirdo and never talk to you again. But if you don't care about that, then yeah, I would share it with them.
Yeah, that's true. But I do know, I forget the football player who died, but doesn't his mom or somebody call every now and then?
His sister. It was a former Seahawks player.
So I knew something like that, yeah.
Yeah, his sister.
Yeah. But kind of one of those situations, you know, and maybe they can put something together too, because I mean, I'm not really that good at decoding, but it every time I pass it crossed my mind, because I know you did make a video on it and whatnot. That's what I should probably try to find the video you made. But that's what was bugging me, because I knew it was the pilot. I didn't know, but I knew it was something like that. But it's been so long. But they did. They redid the article. It happened in 2019, and they redid the article in 2020, May 26, 2020. And it says it was a misstating of the owner of the crashed plane in an earlier version.
Are you talking about Carly McCord? Are you talking about Carly McCord?
Who is that?
That's the daughter who crashed. She was the daughter of the assistant coach for LSU that died in the plane crash right before they won the championship over Clemson.
Where was the plane crash? That was that plane crash, right? With the 5 people on board?
There were other people on board. It wasn't just her. That's what I assume you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There were 5 people that fatally died, but she was one of them, and she was the coach's daughter.
Right.
See, what I was thinking was it was the pilot's daughter was on there. That's where I'm confused. That makes more sense.
It crashed in... Here's what it says. Carly McCord was one of 5 victims killed in the plane crash near the Lafayette Regional Airport in Lafayette, Louisiana on Saturday. She was 30. McCord's husband, Stephen Ensminger Jr., confirmed her death to the Associated Press. The plane was expected to arrive in Atlanta, where McCord, a sports reporter, was set to attend a college football playoff game between Louisiana State University and Oklahoma.
Yep. I see. Gretchen Vincent, Carly McCord. So McCord is the daughter?
Right. Carly McCord was the daughter.
Okay, I thought it was the one that was 15. Okay, makes more sense. The 15 was the boy. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of all I had, but it's like, I know that I was listening to the last week's show today, and that's what gave me the idea also. But it seems how everybody's just stressed out that they can't talk to people, and like, that's what, instead of trying to like just randomly talk to people or share stuff to people, you know, this and that, even though one of my coworkers uses your page for sports now and he just won't give me any credit because I'm just crazy, right? But whatever. But it just, that's what I'm saying. If I could actually bring something to somebody that's like involved in one of the things or something that, you know, that's what I'm saying. Instead of just like, hey, check this out. Maybe they can actually correlate the two of what I'm trying to say or what I'm, you know. That's just a thought, you know, but it is kind of scary, like, you know, you never know.
Yeah, you'll only know if you try, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, that's all I wanted to really hear from you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to possibly do that, maybe I could have something to bring to the table on her side, or maybe she can come in, but that's kind of all I had to say, Zach.
All right. Yeah, I'd encourage you to do it. And if they treat you like a weirdo afterwards, I mean, it doesn't mean you're a weirdo. It just means they're closed-minded. So.
Yeah, I mean, and we know what we know, so.
Indeed. All right. Well, appreciate it. Yeah. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, that's why That's why a lot of people don't talk about things, because they get so tired of people treating them like they're crazy. But I think we all just got to get over that. Find out who gets it. Spread the word. What's up, 214?
Hi, Zach.
Hello.
It's Steven. How are you?
Doing well. How are
Can
you,
you hear
Steven?
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, you were talking about 33 a few minutes ago. GameStop equals 33.
It equals 33 and 39, just like bonesman, like masonry. Yeah.
There you go. Some more 33s I saw today. Because it doesn't, as soon as I get up in the morning and turn on the TV, within 30 minutes or so, I'm going to hear or see 33 on the screen somewhere. Isn't that weird? How it's always 33 all the time.
It really is. I mean, it's just, I don't know how people don't notice it.
And have you noticed lately, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and before, you didn't see spokespeople in commercials or even celebrities or anyone doing the hand sign where they, shaped like a diamond, and that diamond equals 33, like Donald Trump does, and that they're flashing the hand sign. They're putting their hands in a configuration like a diamond. And so I have been noticing in the past few years, like a commercial where a spokesperson comes out, not a celebrity, just a spokesperson, whether it's a man or a woman, and they're doing the diamond hand sign. They're showing you that, to people that don't know what that means, they probably don't even notice it. But, me and you and the truthers do, we know what it means. They're showing you that they're a part of the cabal, the Masons, the Jesuits, whatever, And so, but I've noticed, 10 years ago or so, people, they weren't flashing that sign as much as they do now, and of course, it's right in our face, especially with the celebrities, Jay-Z and, everything, and everybody, just put that sign, the hand sign up, this symbolism thing, it's just getting out of control. And, I try to explain it to people, and they're like, oh, I tell people, hey, look for this, look for that. When you watch TV, listen and look for the number 33. And I've had a few friends over the years tell me, Steven, I think you're onto something. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm onto something, But here in Texas today, one of the things I saw about 33 is two things in Texas. Texas is not in debt. Texas has, get this, Zach, $33 billion saved up in the bank.
Oh, really? Go figure. Of all numbers.
Okay. And also today, there is a bill in the House that they're going to give teachers a pay raise. And teachers equal 33. Well, the bill is going to earmark $3.3 million for teachers' pay raise.
How perfect.
Crazy, right?
Perfect. We'll be right back, everybody. Sit tight.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 10 years old. I'm one of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself, the attention span of a goldfish, and a strong belief in government and the mainstream media. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 children are being raised by parents infected with the sheeple virus. But there is a cure. For as little as 19 cents per day, you can become a TFR supporter and help children like me get their daily dose of truth. Together, we will make sure every child has protection from deception.
Who would have thought this could have happened? I'll tell you, here's the story. If it's bad, it'll be front page news in the newspapers. If it's great, They won't even cover it. Now if it's bad, I say it's fake.
Saki told me so it must be true.
If it's good, I say I told you again, I told you.
Trump.
What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know. Don't laugh. You're no cancer.
We are a laughing stock all over the world. You say election fraud, you get canceled.
The proof that Joe Biden hasn't lost it was that Vladimir Putin said that he seemed very sharp.
How about if I take a cognitive test? There's a woman's man camera TV, but for me it was easy. Law and order. We want law and order. We demand law and order. We don't want people shot and killed.
Clearly.
Now if it's bad, I say it's fake.
Saki told me so it must be true.
If it's good, I say I told you again, I told you.
You don't need your fully semi-automatic 49-shot clip bang. Am I right?
In other words, the entire system was rigged.
Yeah.
Every day more people are realizing that we were right.
Oh, wonderful. Oh,
Crooked Hillary Clinton is the most angry person in the United States.
Yeah.
You know why? She said, why the hell didn't you do that for me? I could have been somebody.
There's a lot of enthusiasm for Joe Biden. He's the most popular president ever. He's significantly more popular than Barack Obama was in 08. Am I right? Clearly.
Now if it's bad, I say it's fake.
Saki told me so it must be true.
If it's good, I say I told you again, I told you.
Now listen, if you have not subscribed to YouTube channel, do it right now. Do it today. And all you have to do is click the big red subscribe button.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network. TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Conditional range. Conditional range. Situation delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayal. More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them.
Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
Okay, we're back, True Seeker. We've got an hour show left. We're taking your calls the rest of the way. And go back to the caller who got interrupted. So we're going 214-469-408, 805-559-607. And 214, you got interrupted by the break. Try to wrap it up in a minute or two.
Hey, Jack, thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about it. I won't take up too much time. But I have a question real quick. What does 227 mean?
It's the 49th prime number.
Does it mean any words that we should know about?
Well, it's like usually when we see that number, it's like in tribute to a mathematical ritual, because if you divide 22 by 7, you get pi. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I asked Frank. Frank told me about that part. But yeah, sometimes I decode stuff and 227 pop up, and then I think back in the 80s there was a sitcom called 227.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard about that.
No, I haven't looked at that before.
know.
Yeah, I have an old post on that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all right, Zach. I'll call you next week. You have a great week, man. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Okie dokie, let's see. Texas, from Texas to Texas, 469.
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yo, what's good, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
It's Mark here. Listen, I was calling in because I wanted to ask you, are you done with the homesteading?
No, I still like that idea, but again, it's just like the one thing that I know will be the challenge is finding the reliable people. I mean, just, it's just like, again, just to go to the point of Rambo, it's like I've done nothing but praise that guy and help that guy out for 5 years, and then the trolls tell him some things through the grapevine that aren't even exactly true, and he gets all hurt and runs away. It's just like, I mean, that's the thing about the people in this world. It's hard to find reliable people, so...
Yeah, I think people don't understand that, there's literal agents out here, man. You've been doing this for, 10 years? So it's like, the trolls are really relentless, like, through the Patreon and all that. Like, I can't even learn properly, talk to the people in the chat on Patreon, bro. It is flooded, man. But
they've been ruining my Patreon for 4 years. Exactly. You can't leave a comment without getting attacked by the trolls. And the thing is, there's nothing I can do about it, because the way Patreon's set up is if you block somebody, then they instantly get a refund, and then they sign up for a new account in 5 seconds. It's so dumb, but yeah. So...
Yeah, man, I feel you, but the homesteading, like, okay, so I had an idea that I really wanted to shoot to you. So basically, for all the serious people within the community that, you can trust, I don't know how your relationship is with, Itachi and Angel and, all the, the OGs. I just think that there should be a subscription at a substantial amount. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking some like $200, something around that nature, where you get in depth in your investment course, all your sports, and really just make it a complete package where like most of this money is to evade the the evil within, the Jesuits, the Catholic Church, all things lead to Rome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's an idea. Rather than people pay like some big amount of money to me, though, I'd rather create like some kind of trust that somehow like no one person could have so much influence over, and it would be just like really the people who are contributing to that are people that really want to make it happen and are truly all invested in it. So I think it'd have to be done that way.
Not to you, trust me. Yeah, not all to you, trust me. The trolls would eat that up, but like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the trust idea that would be, pretty effective. But I think, if you make it a very, big price where it's like, this isn't any space for trolls, this is serious people. And then the money that, as the group who is collaborating, it's such a high rate on the Patreon or whatever, wherever you want to handle this business, you know what I'm saying? You interact with them personally, not like, in person, but, online, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already in the community, but have your close ones, the people that's really building the future. Because as a truth seeker, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's like, I'd be like, what we gonna do, man? It's just, like you just said, you can preach to however many people you want to preach to, but the ignorance around is crazy, man. So it's like, we need to stay together, the ones who serious, not the people who trying to start beef, gain clout off freaking what it is, the sports bets and all that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me there?
I do. And I mean, ultimately, that's what I would love to do. I would love to create a real community of people who are dedicated to creating a better life and breaking away from this evil system. It's just, I wish I had Bill Gates' money. I'd do it right now. It would already be done. But it's just like, yeah, it's going to take resources. And a lot of people are in the same spot. They're like, I don't know how to break out of my slave grind. So,
that's what I'm telling you, Zach. Zach, you've done it, man. I ain't gonna lie. I sound like a freaking fanboy dude, but I know your life, man, with the business and all that, and you serving to them Indian dudes and whatnot, bro. There is a way for everybody. It's just like, you don't know everybody's story, bro. They need to pay that money to, you know what I'm saying, bro? You've done it, bro. You're still constantly doing it. I mean, with this Gematria thing, you do it for the low, and it's like they're playing with hidden knowledge, bro. They think it's a game. That's what I'm telling you. You need to up the price for the serious stuff. So instead of saying, where we going to get the capital, we making the capital. You hear me?
Sure. You know, I hear that. It's just, I hate to charge people very much, because I know a lot of people in this community don't have a lot. The thing is,
it's not about charging it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, I was just going to say, okay. I know if I set up a $200 tier, I know the trolls would pay for it just so they could troll that too, because these trolls, man, who knows what's really behind them. They probably got the federal government behind them, so they got a limitless budget. It's just like when I go for the first time to do something on an $11 tier, who's the first person in the chat? The trolls are. It's like, see, the trolls are just going to sign up for whatever. So,
man, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, that could be beneficial to a certain extent, but it's like, we don't like them dudes. Okay, I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying, because I was thinking $1,000 tier, but it's like, who out here got $1,000 for Gematria? But like, okay. I don't know, man. I'm gonna really think about it hard, and I'm gonna call back next week. But you know, Zach, I think that you could formulate some type of plan, some type of new system. Shit, get on OnlyFans and promote that bitch. Shit, the trolls don't know nothing about OnlyFans.
Well, again, that's also part of the reason I'm doing the investment group. I'm trying to help more people get the same ideas and do the exact same things I did to break out of the system and be in a better financial place. Because, I mean, again, we are in an hourglass right now and the time is running out, but at the same time, things do move slowly. Maybe we have more time than we think. I'm thinking if we have another decade, if we do, maybe in 10 years from now, we built up a lot of people who are doing a lot better and are in a position to really help out and make the dream come true. I mean, I'd like to do it sooner than that, but at this rate, it feels like it's going to take a minute, so.
Nah, yeah, trust me. I get it. Keep the investment. How much is that tier, by the way? I might need to check into that because
so 5-minute video. Next month, there's only been like 15 people in the investments group. In the live streams, I notice more people are watching it after, but I'm gonna drop the price of the investments group, and I'm just gonna put it all on the same tier as the sports. The only problem with that is the trolls are all over that tier. But I just want more people to get in the investments group and watch the videos I put out, because people really do need that advice. It's what you have to do as a common person, like most of us are, to break out of the slave system. And so next month, it's going to drop back down to $5. Just you'll get everything for $5, the sports and the investment stuff.
Man, that is wonderful. I ain't going to lie. I'm very excited to hear that, because I'll be on the Patreon for real. But by the way, I really don't like that Mighty thing. I unsubscribe to that. But, I mean, that's the point. Point is, Zach, I appreciate the work you're doing, man, having me up here. Just we need to come together, drop the drama. We need to you know what I'm saying, if the investment group chat is the way to get it, you know, lowering the prices is, you know, gonna add to the same thing. The trolls is gonna come, it's gonna make a duality within the knowledge, and it's steering people and whatnot. So we need a new formula. So
yeah.
It's just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the one good thing is about the platform that you don't like, I do have the same stuff on there, and there I can keep the trolls out where I can't keep them out on Patreon. So that's the one advantage of that platform.
That's true. I guess it's just because I'm really an OG, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking. Well, I ain't that much of an OG. I'm 2019, 2020. That don't matter. That don't matter.
Sure.
The point is, it's like, you know, Zach. Can you, real quick, if you could, because my dad is across the other room. I think he knows I'm talking to you. If you could give a very dumbed down, condensed version of what Gematria is, if you were telling it to a 59-year-old man, because I'm going to play this back and he's going to hear this. But, you know what I'm saying? If you, please, go.
Yeah, Gematria is the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, and if you look into it, it's been used as a way by certain people who are aware of this knowledge to communicate. So essentially, it's a secret code within the language. Letters and numbers, it's as old as time, And again, you learn this code, you will not look at the news, sports, elections, any of this stuff the same way again. It's just so undeniable. Again, for the person out there right now who this is for, again, a year before Biden became president, we were saying why he would be number 46 in the election exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, in light of the only Catholic president before him getting assassinated at age 46. Again, in Gematria, Catholic equals 46. And again, there's 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. It's not an accident that Joe Biden's son died at age 46 before he became number 46. So that's just one of a million examples, but you learn this language, things start to make a lot more sense. So I hope that was simple enough.
Boom. Best for you, Pops. Hey, man, thank you, bro. I really appreciate it, Zach.
All right. Yeah, appreciate it. You have a good night. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of creating a community. It's hard, man. It's just, it's hard to find decent people, and there's a lot of infiltrators and people who want to mess up what we're doing and people who hang around and act like they're friends, and they're just not, So, got to find some real warriors out there, not these softy marshmallow type people. Honestly, I don't want to have anybody in my camp that's some softy marshmallow type person. So, and I don't want to keep ripping on Rambo, but it's like, I promote Rambo all the time. I always promote his channel. Have you ever seen him even mention me in any of his videos or say like, hey, thanks to, I mean, maybe it happened one time. I don't know. I never heard it myself, but I didn't watch all of his videos, but it's just like, you think you could give something back? So anyway, let's go out to 408. What's up, 408?
Hey, Zach, this is Alyssa, also known as Anna Miss D in the chat. How are you doing?
Are you the same one that I met at the Yale campus?
Yes, I was just going to say, yep, I hung out with you and other truth seekers at Yale and on 9/11.
Yeah, no, it was great to meet you. You have a brilliant mind, and that was a lot of fun being at Yale. And yeah, anyway, how you doing?
Oh my gosh, awesome. Yes, thank you so much, and I honestly feel bad that it's taken me this long to call in. This is actually my first time calling into any of your streams. And honestly, just wanted to shout out everyone that was there at Yale, Anna before, Daria, Ocho, Blake, Angel Baby, Gigi, Big Mike, and Jeremy White were there. And also wanted to big shout out to Cuts One. And yeah, right, the Matrix and Rambo and everyone else that was at 9/11. Honestly, hanging out those 2 days is up there with some of the best experiences of my entire life. It was awesome that you brought all the truth seekers together on those days, and I just want to thank you for doing that. It was amazing to talk to everybody, and I felt like, man, there's just the most beautiful, brilliant, kind, inquisitive, passionate people there, and everyone had something to teach me, and I just could not stop. I just couldn't get enough. It was amazing. And that day at Yale, I mean, to see the students and their reaction to all the knowledge you're dropping, and it was just really cool, man. Like, just really amazing, I have to say.
It was. Again, you guys, that stream's still up when we were at Yale, so you can see who Alyssa was. There are a lot of really cool people there, including Alyssa. And yeah, the students were really receptive at Yale. It's funny you called in on 322 of all days. Maybe that inspired you to call in, but...
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
I was like, exactly. Like, perfect, I guess, day to talk about this. I missed the beginning part of your stream. I guess you were talking about some things that were related to Yale and 322. I'll go back and watch it for sure. And I am kind of a lurker. I do follow your streams, and I do go into the chat from time to time. But yeah, I haven't called it yet until today. But yeah, just on the note about getting truth seekers together. I mean, I know we're all kind of spread out. We're out there, but I just thought that, yeah, we put something together out here. I found out the other day there's this thing that was opened in San Francisco called the Misalignment Museum. And it's really bizarre. I actually live in the South Bay area in San Jose. And so I'm up in San Francisco a lot, and found out about it on somebody's Instagram. But it's basically a museum that was put up that essentially just feels like predictive programming, but like in an art installation. The website says that it imagines a post-apocalyptic world where artificial general intelligence has already destroyed most of humanity, then realizing this is bad, created this museum as a memorial and apology to the remaining humans, which is really kind of strange. And apparently nobody knows who funded the museum. It was started by an anonymous benefactor, so that's creepy in and of itself. It almost reminds of the Georgia Guidestones, how no one could track down a name of who actually was behind it all. But yeah, it just so happens, big shout out to Cuts One. His birthday is the first week of April, so we thought we'd try to arrange a Truth Seeker meetup at this museum to see what the heck is going on, because we know how much big tech likes to meddle in everybody's free speech. And this almost seems like the biggest FU that they could do. So I'm interested to see what's in this museum. Not to mention the address that it's at is 201 Guerrero Street in San Francisco. And Guerrero Street, if you abbreviate the street as ST, it equals 56 in the most simple cipher. So clearly there's something going on here. So I was on the freetofindtruth.com app. I'm not sure what we're calling it now, but there's an event thing in there, and I created an event for it on April 6th. So this is in San Francisco, so I'm not sure how many other truth seekers in the Bay Area we have, but if anybody would like to go down there and meet up with us, we're going to make an effort to be there. Apparently, the website itself, they have a spot to order tickets, and they're asking for a donation. Looks like the lowest you can do is $1. I'm just like, well, let's just show up and see what happens. So I don't know if anyone else can see this in the app, but
I'll tell you what, I was planning to come down after this. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to be there, but I'm going to go to California very soon, and I was thinking it'd be more around April 19th, and it might still have to be then, because I have to be back here on April 14th. But maybe I can go down before and come back after. I'll figure it out. But since you guys are doing that, I'll see if I can make it work that I could come down there for April 6th on the way to LA. So, okay.
Yeah, and it'll be open apparently till the middle of May. So it looks like it's only open a couple days a week. So if it lines up, that would be cool. Yeah.
Okay, or maybe if I can't make that date, maybe we can do another date more in the middle of April when if that works for you guys too. Or maybe you guys can do that one and do another one. But yeah, I am going to be down there pretty soon, and I'm definitely going to go through the Bay Area and Silicon Valley on the way to LA. So.
Yeah, I heard you mention that on, I think, the stream you did on Monday, and I was going to ask about that. It sounded like you might have been planning to come down that weekend. I'm actually leaving the country on the 17th, but if you happen to come down, I'll definitely make my best efforts to go out there and meet up with you and other truth seekers who show up.
Okay, all right. We'll see if we can make it work. Very cool. And by the way, you guys...
All right, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, again, if you guys aren't on the website where she put this, freetofindtruth.com. This is the social media website for truth seekers. It's censorship free. Just don't be a troll's the only rule. And again, you can post events on there and try to get other people. I'm going to say a maybe right now, so I'm clicking the maybe button. But yeah, I'll see if I can make that work. How perfect is the address? All right, Alyssa. Well, awesome. Thanks for putting that together.
Thanks for taking my call, Zach. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.
Okay.
All right, take care. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I lost track of where I was. I think it's right here. 805?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
There's two things I wanted to talk about. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. There's two things I wanted to talk about, and one of them will be brief on it. One was the Turkey earthquake, but prior to that earthquake, Turkey denied Finland and Sweden to join NATO. And then during those talks, then they had said, well, let's see what's happened to you in the next year. And when they denied, Turkey said no to Sweden and Finland joining NATO on May 16th, 2022, because their stance on the Kurdish militants, throwing a wrench into the plans to strengthen the Western military alliance after Russia invaded Ukraine. So after that earthquake, they came back on in March this year, 2023, and they said, yes, you can join now.
Yeah, exactly.
They're listening to that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, let's see if you can make this. So basically, it's like they bombed Turkey, or they caused that earthquake in Turkey to get Turkey to change its mind to allowing Finland and Sweden to join NATO.
Yeah.
Because of that. And the second thing, yeah.
No,
there's a lot of articles on it. There's video on it and everything.
Yeah, they even made a point about that, how that the earthquake could change the politics that were taking place in Turkey at the time. I think that is right. So.
Exactly. And the second thing was about your investment. Okay, and we know the interest rates went up. Okay, so if anybody got $1,000 laying around or whatever, the best thing to invest in right now, because when the interest rate goes up, that's good for CDs.
Yeah.
Money market accounts, money market CDs, and this and that. And I have always invested in that since I retired in '89. And then I got married in '90 and had first kid in '92. When I get my baby shower, everybody's like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? And I said, don't buy me any clothes. Get $50 savings bonds, EE series, and in paper. And right now, and they mature. I let it mature to 30. She'll be 31 next month. And then right now, 2 weeks ago, my bank called me and said, hey, the interest rates are going to go up. She gave me the 411 on it before time. And she says it's going to go up to a little bit over 6. And she said, right now, you were in it before the COVID hit, because I had like 4% on my money market account, jumbo money market account. And it was locked in. So when COVID hit, everything, it crashed. Everybody got crashed down to 1%, the interest rate for money market accounts and CDs and all those investments like that. But now it's coming back up. But she gave me the heads up 2 weeks ago, and so she says, you want to start it in? We get paperwork rolling. So I got it at 5% right now. And I took $100,000 of my daughter's birth money and rolled it over into that for 15 months. And right now, if you want to get some more information, there's another thing people can invest in, and those are the Series I bonds. And they're as high as 6.89. And but your mortgage rates will go high. Your interest rate on your credit card is high. But if you've got money just lying around and you're not using it and you don't want to risk it for the stock market, it's best to go with either a money market account into your own, it's right there with your bank there, or CDs. And right now it said it's the highest it's ever been in 40 years. And if you let it mature to 30 years, it can go as far as 10 years and you can pull it out. But with the Series I bonds, you have to qualify. And there's only 3 criteria. 1 is a U.S. citizen, even if you live abroad. 2, a U.S. resident. And 3, a civilian employee of the U.S. government, regardless of where you live. Okay, and the second thing is you have to set up a treasury account. You go online, including the double series.
Oh,
and the other one.
Hold on, we got a commercial break. I'll bring you right back after the break. Sit tight, everybody.
Here's the last part. Leaders must understand the fact that there is both good and evil. It's part of the life scenario to understand good and evil. And however you wish to describe good and however you wish to frame your ideology of evil, there are a lot of ways to put it. For some people, evil is too strong a word. I don't know. This is part of your own philosophical conclusions that you have to come to in trying to evaluate this earthly struggle. Evil, good, tyranny, liberty, sickness, health, winning, losing, life, death, opportunity, tragedy. It's part of the life scenario. And part of it is described in rather philosophical terms on a fairly higher plane called the Great War Between Good and Evil.
Hey everyone, it's
Chris Geo, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured TruthFrequencyRadio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality. Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/signup. Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
We exist in the security and comfort of our worlds. Paved paths, lights, and manicured lawns give us peace of mind that our world has been tamed, and we are its master. But other worlds exist on the edge of our sight. On the edge of our awareness, the shadows move. The woods is filled with the unblinking eyes of the nightmares our ancestors warned us about. Some of us have stumbled into these forgotten realms, whether on purpose or completely by surprise. I'm Brent Thomas. Join us on the Paranormal Portal Friday and Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time as we journey into the world of the paranormal phenomena.
Enter the Paranormal Portal if you dare. Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
All right, we're back. True Seeker. Caller got interrupted by the break. She's recommended smart ways to invest right now while interest rates are so high. And yeah, again, CDs are really safe. You can't lose money on them. I've been telling people in the community, you can get a 9-month CD right now for 5%, and that is not bad. It'll mostly keep up with inflation. Let's go back out to the caller, though, so she can finish her thoughts. Okay, you're on 805.
Yes, and that's correct. And somebody in the chat said, I thought CDs was a bad investment. No, it's not. It's the base. It's not a get rich. It's to live comfortable. See, that's the difference. People want to get rich and they want to get, it's to live comfortable and have something for the future. Like I said, when my girlfriends and their husbands gave me as gifts of double E bonds and Series I bonds at the baby shop, because I didn't want clothes. Now, at 30 years, she'll be 31 next month. Like I said, 30 years, she can cash them in or she can roll them over. But all of the money we accumulated for those TVs and double E series bonds, right now they're worth about $80,000. Because some were $50, some were $25, some were $100. So it goes from $25 all the way up to $500 to double E. And that was in 1992, you see. But what I'm saying today is if you go on to what's the rate I always look at? It's the bankrate.com. And there's an article that talks about returns on savings accounts and CDs are the best in 15 years. But the average credit card rate is high, 20%. Auto loans rates are 12-year high. Mortgage rates are 6.5%. And this is exactly what a banker told me 2 weeks ago.
All right.
And it says, but CDs right now, as you're saying, they're at 6.89.
Right.
And then it ends, you got to lock it in before April 30th, 2023. If you don't lock in the Series I bonds before then you have to wait to the end of May when they make the next announcement on the interest rate for CDs and bonds, Series I bonds.
In all likelihood, it'll be even higher. In all likelihood, it'll be even higher because just like if you listen to what Christine Lagarde said today, she said they have a long way to go on stopping inflation, which means there's going to be more and more interest hikes as time goes on. So, but maybe slowly.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly, because right now they're saying that the online. So I don't like online banking. I like to be in your face, but the online yield high. But the credit unions. People need to go to the credit unions first because they offer a little bit higher. And of course, online is high, can be high too, at least 15%. But they're doing it under the cover, and I wouldn't go with nobody. That just sounds too suspicious. But right now, the online high yield savings accounts now offer rates is 5% and above 0.23%.
Sure.
You can figure those numbers out.
Sure. And more importantly, hold on, I was just going to say, since we're talking financial advice, more importantly, most Americans, the advice they actually need rather than put money in CDs and bonds, pay off your debt because as interest rates go higher, the compound interest gets even higher and your debt on your cards gets even more ridiculous. That's why I told everybody right now, if you have a credit card balance that is not paid off and you're paying interest each month, you need to figure out how to transfer that balance to one of those cards that gives you 0% APR for a year, and then once that year's over, it goes up even higher because they want to get their money back. But pay down your card in that year because interest is getting so high, your credit card interest rates are getting exponential, and I mean, those small balances are ballooning into big, ugly amounts, and that's how you end up being a debt slave. So anybody who has debt right now on a credit card, you better pay that off ASAP.
Exactly. That's when you got to break out the garage sales, go in your garage and see what you don't need, your old clothes, whatever, and do all that stuff. Because I don't even have a credit card. I do everything in cash. I see something I want, and my daughter's graduation, I say, okay, from the moment you're born, I'm going to be saving up $500 a year until you turn 20. Oh. And that car should be paid off when you turn 20. Indeed. The money's there, and that's how you have to do it. Indeed. And, you have to foresee the future. Anytime you have a kid, you got to okay, $500 a month for the next 20 years, then I'll give you that money. Boom. Then if by that 20 years and if the car is high, then it's probably 8,000 or 9,000 more. You can do that. But right now is a key time where the interest rates are high. So when people hear that number, interest rate is high, they panic. They're like, oh man, everything's going up, blah, 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 blah. No, it works for CDs, money market accounts, and all that stuff that's safe. Like you saying, Zach, safe. This is something you can't lose. You can't lose money in this. It's just your money's locked up.
Right. So you can't touch it.
Like I have
yeah, that's what people need to understand. If you buy a 9-month CD, you can't touch that money for 9 months. If you do, then they charge you fees and a penalty. So then you lose money. You got to make sure you put that money away. You got to make sure you don't need it for 9 months. Friend, I really appreciate.
And then you have increments.
Yeah,
So 10. You can even start at 10,000 or 1,000 or 500, and all the way up to 250,000. But yeah, people can looking at that. Because I would say I won't say the poor people, but I'm just saying like the average American who don't know what to do and try to get ahead or get somewhat out of the hole or get some breathing nostril air. That's the way to go.
Right. But don't start saving any money in CDs because if you put $1,000 into a CD and earn 5%, you have a $1,000 credit card balance. You're going to end up owing way more money on that credit card. Pay down your debts because there's pretty much no investment in the world that's going to help you make more money than how much you're going to be owing the bank if you already have debt. So you got to pay off your debts first. All right, friend, I really appreciate it.
And that's good advice. Everybody, listen to that, everybody. That's great advice.
Yeah.
But I don't have debt.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Appreciate your call. You have a good night. Mm-hmm. Okay, we got about 6 or 7 people on hold, and we got about 19 minutes to show. Let's go out to 559. What's going on, 559?
Yo, what's going on, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man? It's King Richard TV here, by the way, if you didn't know who that is.
Of course I know who that is. This is one of the best decoders in the community. What's up, King Richard?
I appreciate it, Zach. I appreciate it, man. I want to make this phone call quick. I won't be too long. But did you see the shooting today? It was synced up with the governor, Jared Polis.
Well, that's what they do in these states. I didn't even take it that far, but yeah, tell me what you noticed.
Well, from his last birthday, his 47th birthday, to the shooting today is 44 weeks and 6 days later.
Okay, perfect.
Shooting 44, gunfire 44. They released the name of the suspect. His name is
Oh, I'm looking at his birthday. His birthday is May 12th, the 132nd day of the year, right? So that means that today's 51 days before, and mass shootings 51, like conspiracy, like this federal agenda to disarm. Like I said, the Denver Nuggets are playing in the federal city on the day of. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. And the name of the suspect, they released the name of the suspect, Austin Lyle. Look at that. His name equals 130 and 39 like federal.
Wait, his name equals 139? Is that what I heard?
Oh, no, 138, 39.
Oh, okay, yeah, 138, 39 like federal. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and that 46 thing you were talking about earlier with the shooting, the name of the name of the victim, his name is Luis Garcia. His name equals 46.
I see. All over the place today. Yeah?
Yeah, 1322.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, and I appreciate you taking my call, Zach. Been a while.
All right, keep up the great work, King Richard.
Yeah, you too, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. All right, let's go out to 607. Yo.
In Jewish Gematria, comeback equals 104. And it's going to be the 104th NFL season.
Okay.
So expect a big comeback.
Okay.
A real big comeback. And the Ravens GM, Eric DaCosta, his birthday is 10/4. And his birth date numerology is 104. And what's going on with the Ravens currently and their GM is this saga with Lamar Jackson. And on if Lamar Jackson is going to be on the Ravens or not. And I'm here to tell you that he's not going to be on the Ravens. And it's all been told already. I probably won't get to it all here in this phone call, but yesterday was 94 days after Pope Francis's birthday, and Lamar Jackson's full name in the most pure cipher, Lamar Dimitri Jackson Jr., equals 94. And so yesterday was also the 95th day of the Pope's age, and Baltimore equals 95. And you could also say that it was 271 days until the Pope's upcoming birthday. And Baltimore equals 58, and 271 is the 58th prime. And yesterday something else happened. That was big in the news in the NFL world. And it was Cam Newton working out at Auburn's pro day. And he was there because his brother went to Auburn, but just recently, last year, he played at William and Mary. This is Cam Newton's brother. But Cam's brother was working out at Auburn's pro day because he played at Auburn prior, just like Cam. But his brother went to William and Mary. And when you think Mary, you think Maryland, where Baltimore is. And when you think William, you think John William Harbaugh, the middle name of the Ravens coach. And Cam's next touchdown. So Cam's working out at Auburn, and this is big news, 271 days before the Pope's birthday. And Cam Newton's next touchdown in the NFL is going to be 271. And it's the season that's ending in Super Bowl 58. And Cam's sponsored by Under Armour. And Under Armour equals 58. And Under Armour's world headquarters are in Baltimore, Maryland. And the Super Bowl is going to be in Las Vegas at the Raiders Stadium. And the Raiders came from Oakland, 58. And Oakland is where the Black Panther Party was founded, 58 years before 2023. because Super Bowl 50 was the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party. Now
Okay.
Super Bowl 58 is going to be the 58th anniversary of the Black Panther Party. And the coordinates of Las Vegas, Nevada, is 11536. And those numbers are clear connectors to Cam Newton, because Cam's birthday is 115/11/5. And Cam Newton equals 36 in the most pure cipher. And Nevada is the 36th state. And long story short, there's already a lot I got to.
It's already long, man. We're running out of time, and there's 5 more people on hold. But yeah, Cam Newton is Mr. 58. That would be interesting if all of a sudden he became part of the Super Bowl 58 narrative. Super Bowl 50 was all about 58 and Cam Newton. So appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, peace.
All right, take care. Okay, let's go out to there's another person from the same area code. 559. You're on 559.
Hey, Zach. How's it going?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you know today's the beginning of Ramadan?
Yeah, it is. First day of Ramadan.
And in the sky tonight, I saw, obviously the Ramadan is Muhammad's first revelation, which is the sighting of the crescent moon, which lasted for a month. But in the sky tonight is the crescent moon, and Venus is like perfectly lined up with the crescent. And of course, ancient mystery religions is 322, or Abrahamic religions is 322, and ancient mystery religions. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting how Ramadan falls on 322, and yeah, we just said about the waxing crescent moon. There it is. Okay, the moon's in Aries. All right, interesting.
And also, I don't know if you saw the headlines about, I know you reported on Putin and Xi Jinping meeting, but headlines today about them calling for a new world order.
Who called for a new world order?
Xi Jinping and Putin.
Really? That was a headline today?
Yeah. That was the headline today as Xi Jinping was leaving Moscow.
Ah, man, how'd I miss that one? Look at that. Yeah, that was today. What a joke, man. What a joke.
Okay. But, yeah, that's all right. Fucking A.
Yeah.
Right,
Today's 166 days after Putin's birthday. I know that. The secret society is 166. I have to look what it is for Z. So funny.
Yeah, that's it. That's all that.
All right. Yeah, good observation, man. Thank you. That one's gonna make the website. All right, appreciate it.
Yeah.
What a day to call for a new world order. 322. Let's go out to 360. What's up, 360?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Zach. How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Hey, it's Bill McLaughlin in Snohomish.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, I really want to get into your financial group, and I've been trying to get a hold of you, but I didn't sign up on Patreon because I got rid of that account, and I got rid of the bank account that went with it. And I was like,
the other way to do it is just through the website, freetofindtruth.com, in the group section. That's the other way to get on if you don't want to do Patreon.
So, but how can I send you cash?
Well, I mean, I don't know how to give you access unless you sign up through the thing, because that's how it's set up. It's like, I know for the people who don't want to use the internet, it's no good, but that's the way to get access to the groups.
You had before, like I was Patreon for about 3 years and I never really used it, but you sent out stuff for the sports, like it was an email notification. It just had a little code, and I think it went to. Is it different than that?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, when you're signed up for it, then you get the email notification. Exactly. If you send me cash, I don't know how to put you in the group because you have to get access through the Patreon wall.
Well, I think you can only go through Patreon. You have to be a Patreon member to do it?
Right. That's why you got the notifications before, because you were a member.
Oh, that kind of sucks. Okay, well, shoot. Well, look, this is a matter of principle to me. If you could think about this and maybe see if there's a way to kind of get around it or something.
Well, like I said, I have my own platform. I just told you how. I have my own platform, freetofindtruth.com, and you can sign up for it on there. That's it.
And how do I pay you?
You go to freetofindtruth.com, you go to the group thing, and you do the payment thing, and then you get access to it.
Okay, well, I'll look at that. But I mean, I'm just saying, I'm trying to not be involved in all the technical ways of doing all this, like, because I know that we're headed toward, like, you're either going to be sucked into the technical stuff.
I get it, but again, I totally get all that. So, I mean, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I mean, that's just the way it is. There's no other way around it. I mean, it's just like right now, the only reason you can hear me talking is because we're on the internet. So, but again, anyway, appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you have a good night.
Bye.
Take care. All right, I see we had to call back in because I forgot to go to him. What's up, 772?
Hey, Zach, do you want to come back to me after the show ends? Because so some of the other people can get on? Or
You're the last person in line. I can't come back to you after the show because I get kicked off the call board when the show ends.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to say you can't buy XRP in the U.S. But anyway, I just wanted to say it because I noticed that you were looking into it a lot. But the shooting that you covered, I saw it. You covered a bunch of stuff today. But the Denver, Colorado shooting that happened in the 38th state, I noticed that they talked about the car that the shooter drove, and it was a Volvo XC90, which equals 151, the 36 prime, just like IHS. But also Denver, Colorado is 151. So I thought that was interesting that they did that. And of course, it was another Wednesday shooting. But I wanted to mention that. And also in the news, because there's been so many 33s, they were talking about TikTok getting banned. And then the CEO of TikTok, Shu Chu, whose name is 33. And that's SHOUCHEW, Shu Chu. But yeah, I want to know, did the troll that called into the stream on Sunday, did he have a little baby dick?
I wasn't even really paying. He actually, somebody said he called in. I guess he came on and did it, and I wasn't looking at the screen, so I didn't notice. But then he came back in a second time, and he probably did. I wasn't really paying attention, but I was just like, you got to be kidding me, man! This is a new low right here. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about your travel plans because I want to know when to get the ticket, when to get the plane ticket, like what cities you're gonna hit, stuff like that. If you wanna, if I could talk to you after the show for like 2 or 3 minutes, I just want to know some stuff so that way I know what to get. I want to waste money on a plane ticket. But for anybody that's listening, plane tickets are like about $200 for a round trip. So very cheap right now, very affordable.
That all depends on where you're flying from. I mean, so it's not gonna be the same for everybody.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm going from Miami to LA, so it's like $200 from two major airports. But yeah, I'd just like to talk to you and like hash some of the stuff out because I just want to know like what to plan out.
I don't have everything planned out yet, but I know it's gonna be sometime in the middle of April. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll know when everybody else knows.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
All right, take care, man. See you. All right, we got 714 just phoned in. What's up, 714?
Yo, what up, Zach? You hear me all right?
Yeah, I do.
All right, perfect. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for the NBA picks today. Turned 5 into 123, so that's always good.
Man, I thought it was a scam I was running. I thought I was scamming everybody at $5 a month. So.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy when I hear people calling and say shit like that, just because, like, bro, you can make your money back in the game. You know what I'm saying? If you just use the knowledge and use your own head a little bit. People say, oh, it's not clear who you're picking and all that, but it's just like, bro, a first grade, you know what I'm saying? It's right there. Whatever team has more picks is the team more likely to win. Whatever has a better ritual, that's who you go with. So,
indeed.
Yeah, and all the haters out there, we turned 5 and 123 tonight. So shout out to you, Zach.
Congrats, man. Congrats, yeah.
To get out.
Indeed. And again, that's what I teach people. I mean, I'm not teaching people to bet a lot of money. I'm teaching people how to use the knowledge and turn a $5 bill into a Benjamin. Just like that. And a lot of people have done it. And a lot of people have done, I mean, eventually, you stick with it, you'll have an even better night, and you're like, oh my God, I never knew a $5 bill could multiply this many times. But yeah, it's just annoying how many people are. The real reason I have so many people calling me a scammer and fraud is because they probably work for the bookies and the casinos who don't like what we're exposing about the rigged games. So.
Exactly. I mean, that's the links they'll go to, as we see, and they're changing the script. I mean, we see it, man. Like, people get mad, because to be honest, I started rolling with the picks for the first time in the football season, the NFL season. Wasn't doing too well, but that was my fault. First time gambler, you know what I'm saying? So first time taking picks, but it's just like, if you stick with it, the knowledge is undeniable. Whether you win money or not, you got to see the rigging, man. You got to see that this shit is rigged. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I lose, $50, $100 on a game, that's not going to make me disbelieve the knowledge or unbelieve the knowledge like a lot of people do. It doesn't make any sense. But
indeed.
Quick thing, second thing, real quick. Just wanted to give thanks to that. And then second thing, I know you've been covering the 24th a lot, 83rd day of the year, Devon Hamilton's birthday, the collapse. But I wanted you to, I'm not sure if you covered it already. You might have, you may have not. But if you punch in economic collapse in the calculator, it's 83 and then 70 in the most pure. And then the date numerology is 70 as well on the 24th.
That makes the day even more interesting. Wow.
Exactly. And then the market with the 23, the 83rd prime, 23 and 83 are like two peas in a pod, especially this, the past, few months. So interesting, man. The economic collapse thing really got me wondering, like, damn, what are the odds of that, How's it so perfect,
Yeah, that's a really good observation. I didn't have that one before, so way to add to the puzzle. We'll see what happens Friday. It could get real interesting.
Real interesting, man. But yeah, my second time calling in. Didn't really say much the first time, so I'm gonna keep it short. But hey, man, I'm out here in LA. I'm 22 years old, getting the knowledge out as much as I can. Came across you 2020 when Chadwick Boseman died with the whole Jackie Robinson ritual. Fucking blew my mind, man. Blew my mind. And I've been stuck on it ever since, trying to wake people up, doing my part. I support you on the Mighty Networks, and I'm gonna get on that $11 economic tier soon.
Just so you know, it's going. Don't just stay on $5. It's going down to $5. Everything on $5. That's the end of the show, everybody. Thanks for the call, man. Be back next week. Yeah, again, just because I had to yell over the music. I did start the financial group this month, and I made it $11 a month for the because you get the financial stuff plus the sports stuff, so I kind of saw it as a package deal. But the thing is, hardly anybody signed up for the financial group, and I want more people in the group, so where they're working together, sharing information, just like they do in the sports group. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it down to $5 a month for the sports and the financial. We'll just keep it at the rock bottom price. That's where people sign up. And the groups are more successful. I mean, you just got to ignore the trolls. The trolls are the only problem. But, there's got to be more people in the financial group. Again, if you're winning the money with the sports, good. But now let's make sure we're being smart with our money so we're getting ahead and not just blowing it and giving it all back and whatnot. So that next month, it's going to go down to $5. And then when I get back from LA, I think in May, I am going to put that $11 tier to work. I think in May, I'm going to go back to daily sports decoding But, well, I am doing daily sports decoding, but I mean daily live streams for sports. And I'm going to do that at the $11 tier if you want all of the live streams. So, anyway, congrats to the winners. Glad at least some people had another good night. And, yeah, I mean, it's too bad that so many people are getting persuaded by the trolls. I know the trolls are working very hard, too. But the reason they're working so hard is because they got to keep up with me. They got to try and diminish the message. And it's too bad that it has resulted in some casualties. I think Rambo's the latest casualty. But honestly, guys, Rambo, again, I hope everybody continues to support Rambo. But in a way, I don't really care that he's not going to come on the show anymore because I think the community's been 50-50 on Rambo. For a lot of years, there's been a lot of complaints and people saying, Zach, stop having him take up so much time. He's so redundant and boring. I mean, that's the way some people feel, and then other people love it. You can't please everyone. But the thing is, he's got his own platform. He's finally making videos. And remember how long it took me to push Rambo to finally get him to start his own platform. But, yeah, again, I mean, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it now opens up more show for more voices, and we can start getting on more guests and more people that want to promote what they're doing in their research, because there are a lot of good minds in the community, and, I mean, you can't please everyone. It's just like certain people got jealous that Rambo was getting so much time. I know another guy who has a YouTube channel, he was, like, going at Rambo for a while in the past, like, it's dumb that Zach's doing all that astrology stuff with Rambo. It's just like, well, dude, if you want to come on the show and share what else you got that's new to add. But anyway, Rambo's work's still good, important, and meaningful. I just think at the end of the day, too sensitive. So what are you going to do? I don't do well with sensitive people because I'm an abrasive person. I'm real blunt, and I'll say what I want to say. And the thing is, when people are that way with me, if they're coming from a real place, I can deal with it. The only time I can't really deal with criticism is when it's nonsense or just like some BS like my trolls. I don't want to hear that. So, anyway. Well, it's not letting go. I'm just clarifying the record. So I don't want people to stop listening to Rambo because, he doesn't come on the show. I still think people should follow his work because it does add to the knowledge and the message. So. All right, but yeah, that's it for now, you guys. And then, yeah, pretty soon I will be making the way down to California, and LA is the destination, but I'll spend plenty of time in Silicon Valley and big tech too on the way. It's just LA's the bigger city, so we're trying to get the big crowd to come out. Once they put out the playoff schedule, I'm gonna look at what that looks like. Have some gatherings for a few days down by the sports arena, right in the center of the action. Teach people about what really happened to Kobe. Hey, if you guys know a good mic, I have this mic. I'm not using it tonight. When I do the show, I'm using the, when I do the show, I use the monitor speaker because it picks up the calls better. But this mic's good for the show. Anyway, if anybody knows a good mic, like for outdoor, maybe there's a waterproof mic or something in case it rains. I don't think this mic's waterproof. But I got the speaker set up and everything. I just need to get a good mic, and I'm not sure what mic to get yet for the outdoor speaker sound system. So, whoops. Okay. Oh, by the way, thank you to the super chatters tonight. Let me say thank you to the super chatters real quick. We made $37 tonight. I appreciate it. And shout out to Nocturnal Drive, who chipped in 20. Frank the Truth Tank, who chipped in 5. Amy Cracked Their Code, who chipped in 5. And Nathan, who chipped in another 5. And John Mendoza, who chipped in 2. Yeah, that adds up to 37. 37. So. Okay. That's it for now, you guys. Have a good rest of your evening. And until next time. Oh, hold on. I see what you guys are saying in the chat about Rode mics. I'll look that up. Yeah, if anybody has like a really specific mic that I should get, that they think's the one, once the video's over, in the comment section, somebody has a real good idea about the mic, the one to get, let me know. So I got to make sure I got the right mic, the setup's all perfect, and then I'll be ready for California. You didn't have to do that, Cuts. I appreciate that, Cuts. I imagine I'll run into Cuts when I go down to California. He came all the way out to New York, so I know California's no thing for him. I'll get you a meal and give you your $20 back, Cuts. Appreciate it. I'm saying a camera to hook up to the speaker when I go out on the street. So we need, because I got the speaker that Lincoln Karam made us, or not made, that Lincoln Karam brought for us to use in New York City. I got that speaker. But he had like a really nice mic and wireless. I don't know if I'm getting a wireless one because from reading they don't last as long. Like the speaker lasts a long time. The speaker will go for 10 hours, but I need a mic that'll go all day too. So I got the Bose S1 speaker and it has a waterproof case. So I'm good on the speaker and stand. I just need the right mic. That's what's missing. Sure, SM58 microphone, huh? I'll look at that. I'll look it up. It probably won't rain anyway. It's California, but just in case. There might be more rain up in the Bay Area. Oh, hold on. Right when I was about to wrap it up, DK Stonewood called in. All right, we got a DK Stonewood sighting. What's up, DK?
Are you still out of a store?
No, I'm still here.
Are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I heard your opening monologue and maybe another half hour, and then I was just busy doing stuff, so I don't know what the heck all you went through today. So I just have a couple comments if I remember while I'm talking. Some other stuff that I had in notes, but I just have maybe a couple comments on stuff you were talking about. What was the name of that philosopher that you brought up again? What was it? What was the name again? Demosthenes something? Yeah,
something like that. I can't pronounce it. Here, I'll put it on the screen.
Let me see. Hold on.
It is Demosthenes or something like that. Demosthenes.
Okay, so it is Demos to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Demos in Greek is people. And in Latin, it's demon. So, democracy comes from Demos Kratos, which literally means the people under rule of an elite class. So, democracy literally in its etymology means, feudalism or serfdom, what we're experiencing. Communism under, corporate rule or whatever, which is really some people behind all these corporations hiding as, the investors in Vanguard and BlackRock and State Street and Berkshire Hathaway and whatever other ones.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's funny.
By the way, there was a story today. You bring up Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company. There's a story today that a Chinese investor paid him $4.6 million to have dinner with him. And again, that just kind of fits in with that 46 theme. So,
what was the 46 theme?
The name of the Greek philosopher. His name in Gematria is 46.
Oh, okay. And his birthday, or he died on 322 as well?
He died in 322 BC.
Oh, 322 BC.
Same year Aristotle died.
Since we're talking about Demos and demons, the new Dodge Demon is like an American muscle car or whatever. That just came out. It does. It's like a drag car with fat tires in the back and skinny in the front. It does 0 to 60 in 1.666 seconds and costs $96,666 sticker price.
A lot of sixes. Okay.
1,025 horsepower, so 1025, which is the real Christmas, since Deca Ember or December is 10, Deca 10 and the 25th, so 1025. And you were mentioning that Paul Allen. I don't know if it's the same yacht. This thing is fucking huge. So
No, I know what yacht you're talking about. I've seen that one with my own eyes in Lake Union in Seattle. It's ridiculous.
They had that thing one time in Croatia in front of this town called Dubrovnik, which is really popular, like tourist-wise, and they parked it right out there, and everybody was complaining to move it because it was blocking the scenery, so they had to move it.
Yeah, it's like when it was parked in Lake Union, it seemed like it didn't fit in there. It was like the boat was almost as long as the lake. It was ridiculous.
How did they get it in there? Oh, that one has the ocean. There's a channel from the ocean for that lake.
Yeah, there's I can't think what the thing's called. A lock. There's locks that connect out to Puget Sound. So.
But what you were talking about, how it killed 33 people or injured 33 people, that is possible, because when you have a ship in dry dock, it's in there to be fixed. So if it moves and people are on it working, then you would get tossed. So I mean, I'm not saying that's a real story or anything, but it is possible. My grandpa worked in a dry dock, like on huge ships. So yeah, you can get really injured. People would die commonly back in those days.
It's just the thing, they said like it had been docked since 2020, so it's like, why would there be 33 people on the boat today?
Oh, it had been in dry dock for that long? Yeah, I mean, that thing is literally it's a cruise ship,
It's not the same boat that we're talking about. It was some other boat that he has. It's not his big yacht that's incredibly huge.
Oh, it isn't that thing?
It's a different boat. No, it's not the same one.
And that's, I think, is it Bill Gates, Paul Allen? It's like their combined yacht. I don't know. It's not like Paul Allen's. I think like just him by himself. God, I forgot what else I want to add. Some other comments I want to make now. I just totally forgot because I was talking to the lady in the store for too long. Yeah, I guess that's it. I know Rambo didn't call in, so I don't have any comments on his, stuff that he usually has. Some stuff that's kind of esoteric that I would comment on, but so kind of a short one for me, I guess, for tonight, unless you have anything you want to talk about.
No, it's okay. We can wrap it up, but I appreciate you phoning in.
I heard you were talking just right now when I came back in the car. I heard you were talking about coming to LA. I think I called interrupted right in the middle of that, right?
Yeah, I'll be coming down there soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll listen back to what you were talking about then when I listen back right now.
All right. Appreciate it, DK.
Okay, talk soon.
Yeah, later. I realized that mic you guys recommended. I actually had that one saved. I was looking into mics. That one did come up a lot. Somebody said that's the industry standard. That might be it, Cuts. I can't remember what the name of it is. It is a mega yacht. It's just like, I remember when I saw it, it was years ago. I just thought, like, who needs anything like this? Like a floating city. So, yeah, Gematria 32, man. Congrats on the W. I look forward to going back to New York City so I can see Gematria 32 again. He's hilarious in person. San Francisco to LA to Vegas, then north to Yakima. Well, I don't live in Yakima anymore, but it's close. Maybe there's a time for a run to Vegas. I might have time to go over to Vegas. I mean, it's another 4 or 5 hours from LA. But yeah, it's possible. I'll see how I'm doing on time. Yeah, that's a possibility. I'll keep that one in mind. Famous Cleveland Indians died on this day in history. The day can be written 22/3, like 223, the 48th prime, Cleveland 48. Back when it was Kyrie and LeBron, they'd always have them pose next to each other, number 2 and number 23. Man, if I end up smoking anything on the road, I'll have like virgin lungs. I haven't smoked anything since the beginning of October. I haven't had one edible. I haven't had any smoke, not since the beginning of October. So it's nearly 6 months without anything. But thank you, Tim Truth. See if I have any money left after I have to buy gas in California. I don't know how bad gas prices are in California right now. Ooh, I'm sure they're still terrible. I don't know how anybody affords to live in that state. The what is 47 strain, huh? Okay. All right, but yeah, we'll leave it there for tonight, you guys. And again, the California thing, anticipate the middle of April because Alyssa and the other Truth Seekers are trying to put the group together for the beginning of April. I don't know if I can make that one, but if I can, I'll let you know. So, but yeah, the trip will definitely entail stopping in Silicon Valley to let them have it, and then making the trek down to Los Angeles to try and wake that city up to the code, what happened to Kobe, everything else going on. There's so much to say about LA. But yeah, Kobe's death, Corona Del Mar, the coronavirus, the big earthquake on July 4th on China Lake, 201 days before the first case of COVID confirmed in the U.S. So yeah, we'll have a lot, and it'll be one of those streams that hopefully you guys can be screen recording, because it'll probably be like L.A. and Oklahoma City where they take it down. So that's been the one constant when we go out and pound payment. They like to take down our videos. Oh yeah, I'll probably be on the road for my dad's birthday. I was last year. My dad's birthday is April 18th. His birthday's in the middle of the month. He doesn't do anything for his birthday anyway, so it's fine. I got to help him out, though, on April 14th. He's getting some surgery. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Have a good rest of your evening, and until next time.